Hello. Zam, please. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome, welcome. How you doing, Jake? How's you doing? How's you doing? God, this, can I just say, this game has like pretty good music. Also, it's running a lot better. Benno, how goes? How goes? Hello to Brangwin and Manerick and Sandwich as well. Oh, Zam, if I remember correctly, happy belated birthday was the other day. And as always, Nia drops the ball on everything. God knows. God knows.
Oh no, cheesecake!
Doctor, thank you so much for the tier 1 resub. Shout out to 3 months. Let's go. Hello, Neelam. We're not gonna start right away. I want to like let people get in, even though I know they can, you know, they can come in at any time. I don't remember if we were gonna continue. Oh yes, thank you, Brangwin. So we do have. You're here, but yeah, no problem, Sandwich. Fortunately, people are like really good in this game, so. Thank you to Brangwin and Manerick for testing out the new redeems. I did want to point those out to you guys. I totally forgot to advertise the Pokeball one in the server in Discord. But La Chancla! I can't remember. I don't remember what I said I was gonna do last time. I mean, I guess it doesn't like super matter, but at the same time, it's like I don't know. If there's like benefits and stuff to like continuing. Let me see what it tells me. This is my son that succeeded me. Is this the one I won? The one of these I actually won. He looks so sad. King Alfonso. No, I lost this one. I lost this one. This is the one where I set a village on fire. You got a new skin, Several? Let's go. No, these are my children, that's why. Doesn't entirely matter, but I believe people wanted to continue. Okay. Yeah, I did win this one. This is the one I won. This is the one I lost. Because it was Alfonso's the guy that replaced me. That I remember. But I did win this one because everybody not stun locked, but everybody was everybody kept sabotaging each other, so I just came out with the victory. It'll never happen again, but you know. I should remake my characters. I want to be pretty. Go for it, honestly. It doesn't matter. I mean, we could load the game. Why not? I'll be king. Kings can be queens. Queens can be kings. Stun locked. Draythan, how you doing? Too busy bullying Nub to care. That's true. That is true. That is true. Poor Nub got super bullied. I don't see anybody's badges. That's weird. There's also a show called The King of Queens. I actually used to watch that show when I was younger. I didn't understand it a lot, but you know, I did see it. I don't remember anything about it though. Ooze, how you doing? Only got the skin for Red Crew, but it's a good one. Let's go. Alright. Let me see. I usually like looking at my viewers' numbers. It looks like okay. Alright, it looks like we got some people in. I'm just sad. I'm missing out on Elden Glen. But that's not my fault, because they usually do it on Thursdays, and they did it on Wednesday, so it's okay. We'll load this game up. Alright. As always, if you want to join, go ahead with the exclamation point join, and it'll sort you in. Remember to have the extension enabled. I think I do have it there. You can also join with your preferred pronouns. How you doing, Nub? How's it going? Don't feel bad if you do miss out. I do believe you can join at any time, though. I wanted to let people get in. Okay, I guess all the purples are in. Wait a minute. Does it work on phone? As far as I believe it does. It takes a lot of your screen though, Ooze. So just keep that in mind. I just realized that. Is it because we're continuing? Is it like putting it in the ones that you guys were in before? No. I think several was red last time, actually. I don't know why it just decided to throw so many people in the Counts of the East. Welcome, Zarin. How are you doing today? I don't think I've ever been purple. Yeah, no. I think I remember you being red. Hello, abandoned bad drink. Hello, how are you today? I'm doing well. What's up, Draith? I have my same gold. So I don't know about continuing, actually. Sean, how's it going, friend? Oh, 0 of it. Oh, that could actually be a problem. That could be a problem. MA! Would that be unfair to continue it, though? I feel like that might... I feel like that might make people... Rifle, how you doing? Yeah, I feel like the teams are broken because I feel like it's remembering some people and they're Sandwich, thank you so much for the gifted sub to Nub. Thank you. I mean, this is more balanced in terms of people, but if people still have their old wealth, I'm pretty sure some people were like more skewed. So I don't know now. It might be better to do like a fresh one. Can other people confirm if they still have the same gold from last time? Because I think Draith and Nub do. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's not. Yeah, okay. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna start a new game then. I'll delete this one. We'll keep this just in case, but I'm gonna just start a new one. I'm sorry, Maneric. Yeah, no. If people are keeping their stuff, it's gonna be skewed. Queen. What does it say? Oh, monarch. Oh, that's a nice touch. King, queen, monarch. Okay. I have a queen. Dynasty. Okay. All right. There you go. How about that? McQueen. All right. We will do Twitch. All right. Have we done one with just these three without any of the ward people? Now it'll add insult to injury if we lose to a literal crown. Yeah. Toddler slaying empire. I think that would have been too long. Dynasty of Biffos? Heck yeah! That was the first game, Draith? Okay, that's why. Yeah, I've done all 5. Let's see. First time purple, yellow, green. Second blue, red, purple. Okay, so we've done purple a lot. We're not gonna do purple then. Ooze, I will ban you myself. Shut up. I will ban you myself. We'll do, how about red, yellow, green? These are like merchants. These are the faithful, and then these are the war people. They're different enough, I think. All right. We'll do that. All right. Exclamation point join to join in, people. Again, you can use your preferred pronouns. You don't have to. If you don't want to, I think it'll just do they if you don't. Also, welcome to my first time chatters. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you're having a great day. Sandwich, stop. I don't think that's a nice joke anymore. Still up for war? Yeah, Brangwin. I love how you still got red. I love that you still got red. So we got Zarin, Sierra, Brangwin, Ime, and Manric in red. Ooze, Nub, Neapolitan, Nihilum, and Sean in yellow. Zams, Sandwich, Dratheon, and PvP in green. Alright. You joined. What is dead may never die. Let's go. Oh man. For the night is dark and full of terrors. Alright, I'll give it a little bit just in case, and then we'll start. But I really enjoy this game, so I'm really looking forward to this. I made sure I have plenty of water because I'm gonna be Vala Margulis. Ben! How you doing, Ben? Ben joining the greens. I'll just be lurking. No, yeah, of course. There's several. Thought you left for a second. I got plenty of water because I know I'm gonna be reading a lot. Oh, you were waiting? Okay. No problem. Donut, how you doing? You got it, San. It's alright, we got donuts to be here. You want it to be red? You got lucky then. You got put right back in there. Will you be... I can't speak English. Will you be joining us, Donut? No, you're the cutie paladin. Be a watcher of the peace, you got it. Oh, Severo is skilled. Severo with the hacks. Let's go. Alright, that's fine. 655, that's pretty good. Lethal? This song, by the way, the Wii music is just constantly going on in my head, by the way. Are people able to join mid-game? Yes, you can. I believe you can join at any time with the exclamation point join. You imagined it was... Yeah, that's just always in my head. When I get really quiet and I'm thinking, all you gotta do is imagine that song playing. The mods are on the same team! Rigged. Honestly, rigged. No, really. Mods and VIPs? And they're both semi-AFK. Oh, that's right. Oh, Donut, Draith, and Sandwich are on the same team. That's right. That's funny. Alrighty. Council introduction, coronation, the path to victory. And Ben. And you guys got Ben. Did you actually? Yeah, you did get Ben too. I don't know why I thought Ben was yellow for a second. Man, what a green's powerful. Rigged. Literal rigged. Mighty lords, form your allegiances, raise your banners, for Queen Nia, the clown of the Bifrost dynasty, would ask you to present yourselves and your kin in their court. Will the dynasty be overthrown? Will the dynasty reign supreme? How many thousands of people will die? The mod cast of cringe ghosts. Well, I hope... Where's the yellow? Oh, I was about to say, where are the yellows? Wow. This looks a little skewed. Like, I know this is the south, but you could have done, like, up to here yellow, and then green and red like that. Lethal, shut up. You know, that's not what I meant. They're, like, all the way down there. Because I just saw, like, this, I was like, wait, they didn't include the yellows. I thought, like, you could somehow do 2 teams. Which I don't think you can, but it'd be interesting. All right, let's get started. So we'll do the coronation first. Your Majesty, since we are playing multiple games, I'm gonna read through this intro once because we're kind of aware of it by now. Oh, don't forget that on the extension, you can see your personal wealth and your region's goals, which we will get to shortly. Centralized power, that's at least that's what us grandees call it. Your Majesty, I've scheduled your coronation to take place in a week's time. Shouldn't I be giving orders now? Of course, Your Majesty, but to delay any longer would make the nobles restless. And when nobles get restless, they take their daggers and look for the nearest back. Alright? As is tradition, the council will decide what happens at your coronation. Let's get this over with then. Shall we call the nobles in? Then why is your territory so small? You must have done something. Sir Horse, welcome back! Hello, Talara. Thank you for joining. Alright. Okay, so you guys will be able to vote on this. It's exclamation point, whatever letter is corresponding to the, to whichever one you guys want. So, oh, I'm sorry, exclamation point, vote, and then the letter. I'm sorry, that's my mistake. So do keep in mind, it does show where you as an individual vote. I know it gets small like this, but people can like intuit what your flag is and call you a traitor or whatever. So, fun fact, it was Queen Alma the Wise who first invented being thrown into a river as a coronation. Oh, that is a fun fact. Alright, voting's closed. I'm taking a bath. The people have decided I'm stinky and I need a bath. It is decided the queen will be thrown in the river. Now, just a reminder to everybody, keep in mind, every decision has some sort of consequence. Even if they say they don't have consequences, they usually show either to raise or lower a stat. So just keep that in mind. I vote for papaya trees to be planted. Ooze, I will actually ban you. Shut up. She did it because her father, Ray, drowned with the Navy and everyone immediately rebelled. Oh. She's gonna have to redo her clown makeup. Okay, I'm gonna get changed out of my nice robes. Nobles pick you up and carry you out to the Treadwater River, hurling you into the shallow river with a cheer. I can't read, by the way. When you climb back up the bank, soaking wet, the Chancellor steps forward and places the crown upon your head. Is it your imagination, or are there some of the nobles stifling giggles? I'll try to read it a little slower so I don't like stumble over my words. Second fun fact, King Alrald was the unifier of the kingdom by force. You can imagine what happened when he drowned with the navy and most of the military he had. Oh, interesting. If only it was with a tree, would have made it interesting. Alright, let's introduce the council. Now that you're the queen, your first duty is to meet with the council of nobles. Your nobles hail from all across the kingdom, the wealthy coast, the scorching south, and of course the bleak march. Alright, I'll just go from top to bottom, so we'll do the coast first. Alright, Lord Patrician and Donut. The pleasure, your esteemed highness. I hope to see our kingdom prosper and grow wealthy under your reign. So we got Donut. We got the south, led by Grandy Ooze. May the ninth god bless your reign, your majesty. I trust you will conduct yourself with honor and faith. Star up! How you doing, cutie? Stopping by? I'm glad you stopped by. Let's see, the barons are led by Baron Severo. I like your bagpipe. Hail and well met, your majesty. Under your leadership, we'll whip this kingdom into shape, And with that, the introductions are done. The council hall immediately fills with raised voices as the nobles argue with each other and demand your favor. You sigh and sit back. Is this what the council is like? No wonder your father told you to avoid the throne at all costs. Alright. Nice hat, nerd. Hey, don't start. We can't start with the, Oh, 1 second, guys. My chat is not loading. Hold on. I want to actually, like, see my chat. Can my chat? Oh, apparently you can get rewards. Oh, drops are enabled. Okay. That's actually very nice. I wonder what you guys would get out of this. Okay. That's neat. That is actually neat. I hope that doesn't sound sarcastic. I'm actually just, like, surprised by that. Extra clothing options if you own the game. That is true. That is true. It is randomized if you don't own the game. But if you do own the game, you do get the ability to customize your character. So I guess the drops would be like more customization options, which is kind of cool. The path to victory. All right. Your Majesty, the first few years of your reign are the most difficult. You're new and unproven. The nobles of the council will scheme against you, hoping to kick you off the throne and put their own puppet claimant in your place. Those fools couldn't scheme their way out of a paper bag. Better queens than you have been toppled by their treacherous nobles, Your Majesty. To defeat their schemes, you must secure an heir and prove that you're worthy of the crown by completing an ambition. Excuse me. The marchers get bagpipes? That's cool. Can we even make paper yet? Good question. Shut up, Sean. My question is this: when you die, how do you hope the kingdom will remember you? This is where I do my goal. As a peacekeeper. An admirable aim. I suggest over the next few years you focus on improving the kingdom's stability as much as possible. Once you have an heir, I will return to discuss how your ambition is progressing. Good luck, Your Majesty. Alright, so that's the first year. The first year is always the same. Queen Nia the Hated. Hey, that was the other Queen Nia. That's not me. I'm Nia the Clown. That was Nia the Pink. Alright, so Terrell is the claimant that the barons want to put on the throne. When have the barons of the March backed down from a fight? Never. I know you'll do whatever it takes to put me, your rightful monarch, on the throne. Alright, so now just the monarchs get to vote on what they want their goal to be. Dungeons, knights, monks writing down everything and recopying it. Oh. Yeah, medieval-ish. It's medieval enough that we don't have like electronics, but not so medieval that we don't have like paper and stuff like that, I think. Remember, this vote is only for the Barons of the Red March. Barons of the March, sorry. I've inserted red. All right. So their goal is going to be to lower stability, which goes directly against my goal. So with this little crown, that's like my goal. So it's going to show the red now. It's going to be there. Lower stability. All right. The barons plan to replace the queen's advisors with their own agents. First, they must prove they're doing a bad job. To advance their scheme, the barons must lower stability to 4 or less in 3 seasons. All right. So the little red diamond shows that that's your goal. All right. The South representative is Arceta. A false pretender occupies the throne while my claim is ignored. Grandees of the South, this is a stain on our honor. I can't read. We must not allow it to go unanswered. Alright, just the yellows are now able to vote for what they're gonna do. I'm mad. I was about to go on my lunch break and got told to go run. Now I'm waiting to pick up my coworker. Ah, I'm sorry to hear that, Flame Ring. Hi, mate. Hi. Oh, that's a tie. Oh, last minute vote. So, oh, okay. So theirs is also to what is excommunication? The grandees plan to persuade the archbishop to excommunicate the queen. Alexa, what is excommunicate?
As a verb, excommunicate is usually defined as to cut off from communion with a church or exclude from the sacraments of a church by ecclesiastical sentence. As a noun, excommunicate is usually defined as an excommunicated person. As an adjective, excommunicate is usually
Okay, Alexa, stop. Sorry, I didn't understand it. Alright, first they must lower royal credibility. To advance their scheme, the grandees must lower stability to 4 or less in 2 seasons. Okay, so they only have 2 seasons to do it. The reds have 3. And then we will go to the greens. Quinta. Fellow patricians of the coast, my claim to the throne is far more legitimate than that of Queen Nia the Clown. Something must be done. Alright, so greens now go for their own. Oh, Ben. That is an interesting... I forgot about it. However, you've been divinely elected, so that means you can't rule anymore. Oh, I see. So that's why it's not good.
Excuse me.
Man, the greens are organized. It's actually very shocking. Greens are usually like the glue hoppers. Alright. Unified Green went for Monopoly, which the goal is to raise their own trade. The patricians plan to privatize this entire kingdom. First, they must build up the industry. To advance their scheme, the patricians must raid their trade to 5 or more in 4 seasons. Okay, so their trades are already there. They just have to make sure it stays up for 4 seasons. Is it for 4 seasons, or if it's within, it activates soon? I don't remember. Technically, keep on rolling with the rest of your populace revolting or other rulers coming to attack you. Damn, I always struggle to keep it. Actually, technically, it's a straight kick out. The church is quite powerful. Alright. So she is my embittered step aunt. Terrell is my embittered step sibling. And Arceta's just really ambitious. You know what? I respect it. I respect it. Untimely death, the honor guard, and a need for horses. Alright. Let's start. Not yet, Severo. Alright, now that you are queen, you need personal protection. Why? I could plunge my sword into your heart right now, could I not? Please don't hurt me. Need an honor guard. Alright. Each region offers a selection of elite guards. The patricians with champion gladiators from the arena, the grandees with fierce battle nuns from the Sisterhood of Steel, and the barons offer a squad of battle-hardened veteran soldiers. Think carefully, Your Majesty. These guards' loyalty will be divided between you and the region. Of course, you could just hire foreign mercenaries. They'd be loyal to coin above all. Alright. Let's see. A gang of low-born crooks who've turned themselves into celebrities through their skill at chopping other people to bits. They're vain and selfish. Their skill in battle is undeniable, but can you trust them? So that's the Coast Boys. Our nuns are skilled in pleasure. I tried to say that, Sean. Oh, man. Alright. Battle nuns. Terrifying warriors, and they've sworn a vow of silence, so at least they won't spill state secrets. But their faith and loyalty to the church above all. Even your safety. They're all virgins because of the church's degree on it. They got them laws. Oh, God. Our veteran soldiers are good at deriding you for your lack of aim. Oh my God, is that Zin Zin? That's Zin Zin. Alright, these soldiers have fought more battles than they've had hot dinners. They'll be in good, no doubt, and won't adapt well to life in the palace, but they're loyal and tough as nails. For mercenaries, a band of fearsome fighters from the Tatterlands called the Battle-Bitten Brethren. They specialize in bodyguard work, but they're costly, and hiring foreigners will be considered an insult to all the regions. Alright. Does the March have hot dinners? Apparently they have to if they, Oh, Severo says no, so I guess not. I'm spreading the word of the pun in the Yellow Empire soon. A pun-sade would start. March lost the right. No, we in this march swear by cold dinners. Gladiators, they're the only ones that don't want stability down. That is true. The Greens are the only ones that aren't actively going against me. The Reds won't fear disease. The Reds are the highest military. You don't need a guard. Brangwyn, we got... Who's gonna hurt ya? You guys are gonna hurt me. You guys are all trying to overthrow me. True, battle nuns are cool. We'll give you your very own hot gladiator boy for your pleasure. Oh my God. Nah, we wouldn't do that. I'm pretty sure you guys stabbed me in my last time. You have taken Reds and nuns before. That's a good point, Draython. That's actually a good point. Can't go wrong with battle nuns. But also, yellow makes everyone's food the march as an army, but they cannot feed themselves. Think of the oil bill, though. Last time you lived, you won last. That's true. That's a good point. That's a good point. Everybody's making some pretty good points. The nuns are basically D&D clerics. We also have extra glyph for you. You know what? Since they're the only ones not going against me, I will reward the greens with this. Alright, so we got Defiance up to 2, and now the greens are loyal to me. Gladiators arrive a few weeks later. The men are bare-chested and the women underdressed, eager to show off their bodies as much as their weaponry. Well, I think I made the right choice, guys. What a simp. No. Look, Severo. They're simping for me. They gather behind your throne and begin oiling themselves up. No! I can't. Yeah. That might be a mistake, actually. Okay, since we gave the greens attention, let's see what's going on in red. A need for horses. Brangwyn! Your Highness, I've been thinking. Marcher soldiers are without peer, but our armies could always be stronger. What we really need are better horses, but the best don't come cheap. The Ashmedians have a surplus of destriers at the moment, horses bred for war. Perhaps the crown could go halves with the barons to acquire some. For the good of the kingdom, of course. Mod oiling themselves behind Nia's throne. Alright. Should the crown purchase Ashmedian destriers on behalf of the barons? So 1 is yes. Encourage the barons to breed their own destriers, which is a 60% chance for farming. Discourage the barons' reliance on war horses. None of these really affect me. So the votes are up. So this one, this first symbol, for everybody to remember, this is from the treasury, so I would have to pay 2k. This little bag with the pouch, if it has a pouch in it, that's personal wealth. Remember that. Votes are in. So encourage the barons to breed their own destriers in the march. Let's see how that goes then. And the greens and yellows ganged up on the reds. The barons get to work learning everything they can about horse husbandry and the best breeding techniques. Hopefully you will see positive results by the next foaling season. It says it succeeded. So that ended up the best case scenario for the reds. All right, let's see what's going on in Greenville. Pub, you PV what? What? PV 2? We just started. How did someone die already? How did someone we just started. We just started and someone's dead already. Oh my god. Murder. My father, Lord Patrician PVB, has been murdered, and I know who did it. So he died, and now the son has joined. It was Grandy Neapolitan II by sea and storm. Don't let him deny it. I won't deny that I killed the Lord Patrician, says Grandy Neapolitan II from Yellows. But it was no murder. PVB agreed to do an honorable duel, which I won. Depths below, it was no duel. It was a cold-blooded killing. What reason would my father possibly have to duel you in the first place? The reason for any duel is between the challenger and the challengee, a private matter not fit for this council. Alright guys, let's see. I mean, do it? Oh, there we go. I have to click on this and then I think C, but yeah, I don't know any of these to veto. I did nothing wrong. I believe in Neapolitan, but hello, Wolfstrex. How are you doing today? Welcome, welcome. I'm curious as to why I am too. That's never happened, but okay. Admittedly, I have had. Didn't we have like a third or a fourth in one of the other games where like the same person just kept dying over and over? But I've never. I think that I'm glad people are agreeing with me. I think that the Spy Master should get some evidence, because if it is true then Neapolitan didn't do anything wrong. But if Neapolitan is lying, then we'll have proof and we can throw him in jail. Alright. Glad everybody came to the same consensus. Alright. Neapolitan killed my father and admitted it right in this council chamber. What more do you need? Oh, well, they're upset about that. I will make this as swift as possible, Your Majesty. The sooner we get to the bottom of this, the better. Alright, so my spy master is on the case. I mean, it's not that it's wrong. It's just we don't have proof. It's literally one person's word against another. There's no actual like evidence. All right. Okay, so this nobles use their personal wealth to bid on buildings, and only the 2 highest funded will be built. That is in general. That is not like if you vote for both of yours, but this one has the highest money and this one has the highest money. It means these 2 are gonna get built. So, and keep in mind, you do have a limited amount of money, so make it count. You can use the command fund and you vote for what you want. Just so you know, just as an example. You want a lower stability and you're a green or a yellow, you can vote for the red building, okay? Just letting you know. A little hint out there. / reminder. Jathan, I gotta just say it. The vote is out. You guys, you still need a second building. Like that trade one down there would be interesting. Who did the 69? Oh, Ooze. You always find a way to make me laugh eventually. The buildings that do not get approved will get refunded. A laugh for Ooze is a laugh for puns. I like puns. I kind of roll my eyes at them, but I don't dislike it. Alright, time's up. And the 2 most voted are the prison and monument. So my stability went down, but my authority went up. That's not too bad. Okay. The trade opportunity, finding a spouse. Oh boy. Gonna get people angry at me. Well, let's do a trade opportunity first. Your August Majesty, I've had a fantastic idea to boost trade in the coast. A Seleth fair. And this is Draythion. Ooh, a fair with candied apples and dancing the maypole? Almost, Your Esteemed Highness. Merchants and inventors from all over Seleth Ath, not just Kurth, Sal, and Tavolin, but distant Atish and mysterious Valamir, even Ashmedians if they can behave themselves. Ooh.
Oh no!
Oh.
Cheesecake!
I started going bald in my 20s, but I still carry my lucky comb with me. I just can't part with it. Thank you, Benno, for the Prime resub. Shout out to 4 months. That was a good joke. It'll be the first of its kind, a place for traders from across the realm to meet, swap stories, and show off their wares. Of course, we need the council's approval. I kind of want this to happen, so I'm gonna use my veto for this. I'll just let you guys decide where it's gonna be. Because I have to pay anyway. So it's either the coast pays or the greens pay? But I guess they're trade up. Let's trade up. Defiance down, defiance up. So I guess... Hold the south air in the south instead. What? No, this was my idea, says Draythion. Wow, that shot up a lot. Well, I think it's a great idea. This will split the south on the map, says Grandy Warzy. Sure enough, the fair is a great success. Southern cities bustle with travelers from across the known world. Merchants display their wares in the streets, each showing off their most bizarre coveted items. Bottles float of song, fish made of fog, silk ropes that move like snakes. Money changes hands, deals are struck. So, some yellow people got money and their trade shot up. That was good. Is that it? Okay, the investigation or finding a spouse. I kind of want to see what the spy masters ended up with. All right. Your Majesty, I've returned from my investigation of Lord Patrician PVB's death in the coast. 65% chance. What did you find? I found a heap of burnt parchment at the back of a hearth. Servants say Neapolitan threw them in the fire right after Lord Patrician PVB's death. So we succeeded the challenge, but we don't know what the parchment said. Technically, the dueling laws is the combined dueling laws of 3 different regions all agreeing about how to stab each other. There are variations, but again, normally you don't repeatedly stab in the back and claim a duel afterwards. They were totally illegible, but I made out one detail from the scraps that were left, Neapolitan's crest. It's clear that Grandee Neapolitan wanted to cover up something. It's a motive for murder, without a doubt. Neapolitan, how could you? Aha! These destroyed documents prove that Neapolitan killed my father in cold blood to cover up whatever horrid truths they must have contained. A murder and a conspirator, says Lord Patrician PVB II. I don't know. I don't know which one I prefer. Do I piss him off and say it's inconclusive evidence? Because we don't know what it was, but I don't know. It's a mystery. I kind of like it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure about this one. I like that this is a green. Why would you try and upset the green ones? The green, the only ones not against you? No, I just don't know what's going on, honestly. The Rashful Zam says wait. The green Zam says guilty. So everyone seems to be in support of trying to find more documents to support the case. All right. Why bother? You have enough evidence to convict Neapolitan. Evidence that he tried to destroy. If you let him go now, he could be in Tavolin by next week. Oof. The relationship between the Patrician and Grandees continues to deteriorate. The spymaster collects the burnt documents and heads to the south to continue investigation. Bueno. In the twisty passages of your castle, you can avoid your advisors, the nobles, and even the spymaster. But there's one person you can't avoid. Your mother. Why haven't you found a spouse yet? It's almost been a year. I've been busy. Better find the time. Don't worry, I'll take the liberty of finding eligible candidates. What's your preference? Men? Women? Or do you not mind? I don't know, Zin. Welcome, glad for you. How are you doing today? I don't know if I am. Pretty sure I'm not. I'll claim the. I'm probably too dope to do that. I want my own queen. Excellent. I'll send out messengers to the most influential noble families in the kingdom. Let's see what they have to offer. Okay, so that's done. That's the end of that year. Back in the south, in a picturesque castle overlooking the southern city of Serena, 2 grandees are lying back and enjoying the sun. The city may look peaceful, says Grandee Nub, but underneath it's nothing but discontent. All across the kingdom, peasants are sharpening their cutlery and barricading their shacks. Don't think you need more men around the castle? Yeah, that's why I need a woman. Balance it out, you know? Good, I'm a patrician. Let's go. Oh, you don't have to change your color if you don't want to. It's just something people do for fun. Very angry yellow down there, a little bit. Read that as snacks? I thought it was snacks too, but because I was reading slower. Flaming, you can see your goal if you look at the extension. It should tell you there. Grandee Talara says they know a storm is coming, and who better to blame but the queen herself. How dare you? Exactly. The commoners are afraid and it's time for them to find their faith. For the next stage of their scheme, the Grandees must raise all regions' faith to a combined total of at least 12 in 4 seasons. Wow. Okay, yellows are kind of on a roll. Welcome, Ghost King. Did you hear something, fellow conspirator? So yellows are done already. That was fast. The patricians invent insurance, making 500 wealth while fires rack the coast. The other nobles gain 200 wealth. Well, the yellows are looking kind of rich. Tax the green? But look at all the money the yellows have. No, I'm taxing the yellow. See, now you're all even. It's fair. It's fair. Alright, oh, a lot of yellows this year. Southern Conspiracy. Oh, boy. Is the stream okay? People are saying they can't see. What? Seems fine? Oh, okay. Oh, were they talking about the wealth and stuff? Oh, chat's in the way. For now. Just for now. Make it a little bit smaller. Nope, that's not what I meant to do. I made you small and cute. I'll put you up here for now. Made you tiny and adorable. Just like all of you, because you're all cuties. Alright. Now hopefully that will be out of the way. I think it's like down here. Now we are as small as Nia. Shut up, Maneric. I hope it's not too small. Make it a little, just a little bit bigger. There you go. Yeah, perfect. I can still read it, should be fine. I made it just a tiny bit bigger, just because I couldn't read it. But I am blind, so. Let's see. Alright, I want to see this, the Southern Conspiracy. Aha! Your spy master finds you away from the nobles, clearly wanting to speak in private. I've returned from the south. Questioning Grandee Neapolitan led me straight to his stash, hidden inside his villa. I found more documents, but these ones are unburnt. They're written in code, but I believe they describe a conspiracy to weaken the March's defenses by removing key generals from power. Gasp! I'm also blind, though? Fair. Yeah, but I'm blinder. If my deciphering is accurate, which it is, then we must move delicately or risk civil war. Oh god, it's always a war. It's always a war! This could explain why Lord Patrician PVB was killed. Likely he found out about this conspiracy. 50-50. Getting Neapolitan in exchange for silence. I don't like the odds of 50-50. Let's, nothing happened. You'll be fine. Now we gotta bring this to castle. Baron Zarin says, this is outrageous. I should have known you sniveling Grandees were plotting something. So this is what my father died for, says Lord Patrician PVB II. To cover up a terrible conspiracy? By the 9th, the Grandees will suffer for this. Alright, let's see. The Grandees must pay a hefty compensation. Hang the primary conspirators. Offer a plea bargain. The Grandees give Neapolitan and their lives will be spared. Take no drastic action. These documents are probably fake anyway. No. I'm vetoing this one. We gotta do something. We gotta do something about this. Alright, I'll start up the vote. I will not answer any questions without a lawyer present. Oh, Zen got put on green. Let's go. And Flamering got on green too. Wars is on yellow and Sostu's on red. Can I see? Yeah, I can on the noble list. Oh my god, there's so many greens! Why are there so many greens? Oh, is that why you guys were telling me to tax the green people? Oops. Alright, we got hang the primary conspirators. Let's go. Several grandees implicated in the Spymaster documents are summarily escorted to the gallows, including Neapolitan and Warzy. Gasp. Also, there are now 6, which is over my stability. That's not good for me. My humblest thanks, Your Serene Highness. I'm glad that justice could finally be done. So, oh! Okay. Also, Benno. They didn't even mention poor Benno. Why do you always die in Neapolitan? I swear you died in the last game, too. I swear I remember you dying last time. I don't know. I just got here. Yeah, right? They're like, hey, look at that Benno dude. Screw him in particular. And just threw him in. Oh, hello? There we go. Oh, no idea. No idea. That was weird. Okay, so... I'm glad to have been vindicated. I have found 3 potential matches for you. 1 eligible young woman from each of the kingdom's 3 regions. Choose wisely. You'll be securing a powerful alliance. What if I don't want to marry any of them? That's just something I can wait until after you've seen them, isn't it? Your mother leads you to the Great Hall where she's arranged 3 portraits on easels. For now, each is covered by a cloth. Alright. First portrait. From the coast, we have Petronella, the wealthy heiress to Lady Patrician Gladfor-Yu's estate. I mean, just look at her. She's gorgeous. And apparently, she's got a silver tongue too, if you know what I mean. Her interests are typical of the coast. Money, money, money. And making more of it. There was also a scandal recently where she was publicly critical of the church. Nothing came of it. I like the sound of her. From the south, Serafina, the eldest daughter of the El Beno lineage. She's reputed to have an ego the size of the sun, but there's nothing wrong with confidence, right? Like many in the south, she claims to put her faith in the ninth god above all worldly concerns. Unfortunately, she lacks a common touch. The peasants have a terrible nicknames for her. Ego sounds about right. This is basically the scene from Shrek. A little bit, yeah. El Beno, the conspirator who was hanged, can't trust that one. Not bad at all. And finally, we have the March's offering. Yvette, scion of the prestigious Sirazur bloodline, a timid woman, not the kind that does well in the march, bless her. Perhaps the palace will suit her better. Like most of the barons, her great passion is hunting. No beast is safe from her crossbow. Also got into a fight with her local bishop a couple years back, gave him a bloody nose. That's funny. That's funny. What do you think? Of course, by picking a candidate, you'll anger the other regions, but you'll gain a lifelong alliance. Let's see. This will be, timidness in our march? The problem is, the yellows, I have to please them because technically I think if their defiance goes up more, they're gonna be able to declare war on me. I feel like I'm owed something for my treatment. The red do have lower defiance. Please take her off our hands. We don't want any timidness. Sorry, please. Think of the time. Not the yellow. They have a traitor as a parent, but I have to soothe the yellow. They're at 6 defiance, dudes. That's oh, I think that's enough for a rebellion, actually. That's the problem. That's my real problem. Who's Yvette's parent? Let me see. Show me Yvette. Sirazor is the one that is the parent. So it's Sirazor and Benno's daughter and Patrician Gladfor-Yu for Petronella. Hey, Larai, how you doing? Green has never betrayed you. Rashful Zam says yellow. Green Zam says come get some tea. I burnt Pidge's kitchen down. On purpose? I sure hope not. Why do the greens have so many people, though? That's the thing I don't understand. 13 worms and a microwave. Because people joined and left. Ah, I see, Donut. Iron Chef. At the bottom it says what? New nobles automatic review, which may make them appear imbalanced. Oh, I literally didn't read that. So either I remain loyal with my greens, or I try to soothe the yellows with a marriage. No taxation without representation. That's true, Sir Horse. Zin, please. I would do a harem. Yellow is mellow. Hot boys and a silver tongue. We got that Karma Sutra now. Excuse me. You could always pull out a wild card and say you won't marry anyone. You already have so many hot men walking around the castle. If it's yellow, you gotta let it settle. You guys kill me. Have I ever mentioned that? You guys literally kill me. I mean, you're also trying to kill me, which is also not great. I gotta think. So, you killed me first. True. That is true. Oh, Zam. Oh my god, this is hard. This is actually hard. What if I just keep doing this and I close my eyes and then I just click and then whichever one it lands on is the one I choose? Hard like our rippling muscles. And our sword. And our... Oh, sorry. And our swords. Alright. Okay, I think I picked green. Furious. Oh boy. That's gonna... It's gonna be interesting to deal with. I'm pretty sure with that 7 Defiance, they're able to go into rebellion now. Is that it? Oh god, there's another one here. Your Majesty, the richest merchants in the south have bribed the grandees to give them an exclusive charter. That's true, Ben. That's true. Draythan, thank you for the tier 1 gifted sub to Zamorak. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Who cares if they rebel their ways? Oh, they now control all trades of perfumes and dyes, the south's most valuable goods. Zin, thank you so much for the prime sub. Thank you. Love you. Oh, how did I got the notification before it went off on the thing. But thank you, thank you, thank you. They now control all trades of perfumes and the south's most valuable goods. It's a monopoly, Your Majesty. They're scamming the public by fixing prices, pushing smaller traders like myself out of business. Something must be done. Oh boy. Woo. Oh, Sean, thank you for the 45 biddies. Thank you, thank you. Okay, hold on. I gotta think about this. Oh, man. Oh, I can't veto any of this. Okay, so my thing literally doesn't matter. I was trying to think of what to veto, but I can't veto. Oh, this is pretty even, actually. Oh, this one was close. That was actually closer than I thought it was gonna end up being. Declare the exclusive charter null and void. You order soldiers to break out the monopoly accompanied by an even more fearsome threat. Lawyers. The charter is declared illegitimate. Many grandees lose their investments. Up to 8, and some grandees' wealth has decreased. Smaller traders in the south flourish once again, and prices return to a sensible level. The common folk rejoice. So their trade went up. But... oh, my stability also went up. Alright, that's the end of that year. Or this season. Chaos in the kingdom. Deep in the forest of the march, Baron Manerick has gone boar hunting with a few of his close friends. The kingdom's fine. No one's calling for the queen's advisors to resign. We need to step it up. More chaos. More panic. Then we can swoop in and offer the queen an olive branch, says Baron Ime. Ime, how could you? How could you do this to me? Do you feel rebellious? Do you? Yes, and if she doesn't want to take it, we'll shoot it from a crossbow at 200 yards. Damn, Manerick! That's hurtful. I thought we were friends. The Baron's aim is to lower stability to 4 or less. Oh, because my stability just went up. That's unfortunate for them. Okay, let me see. Let's go. If the nobles vote for the monarchs, just thinking 500 personal. Yeah, I think I like that. We'll do that one. Alrighty. Oh, you're on the verge of rebellion. Interesting. So they can't rebel just yet. Alright. Foaling season, a terrible curse. The royal wedding. Yeah, let's get a wedding. Your wedding to Petronella is, naturally, the talk of the kingdom. Nobles and peasants alike travel from across the realm to attend. For a week and a day, the capital is one giant party. It feels like you're the only one not taking part. Instead, you're getting ready for the ceremony. Soon enough, you're standing in St. Bertrand's Cathedral with Petronella at your side. Do you take this woman to be... Bleh. English! Who's gonna die from this party? Nobody, I hope. Do you take this woman as your lawfully wedded wife? I do. Then I pronounce you queen and wife. After the wedding, of course, there's a feast, and after the feast, a dance. Your new wife, Petronella, laps up the attention, delivering a witty speech in which she flatters you outrageously. My stability and my authority went up. Everybody's defiance went down by 1. By the time you find yourself alone with Petronella, it's past midnight and you've never felt more tired. You danced so very beautifully. It was such a wonderful day, wasn't it? Yes, I agree with her. You endure a long conversation which Petronella seems determined to flatter you relentlessly and agree with everything you say. Oh, guys. Guys. This was the best choice ever. I love being flattered. Endlessly. Clearly. I'm kidding. What's red? Let's go, Larai! Lemma smash. By nighttime, you still don't know who Petronella really is. Her real personality is concealed beneath 100 layers of etiquette. You go to your separate bedchambers, still strangers. Interesting. But I like being... I like to be flattered. Oh, okay, so it's just red. Oh, let's see how this ended up. You're right, Emma. You are right. Yeah, Laura ended up on red. Okay, so these are a little bit more even now. Fada, how you doing? I'm sorry, I didn't see you come in. How's it going? Also, hello, Jenkra. Does this make me cool? You're always cool, Arai. Alright, great news! The new foals have come in and our horse breeding program has proven successful, says Brangwyn. They're stronger than ever. Fada, no. Fada. Of course, they'll take a few years to reach maturity, but my fellow barons are very optimistic. A new generation of mighty war horses awaits. Wow, that shot up to 8, but now they're completely loyal to me. Let's go. And what about the rest of us? Says Lord Zin. Giving the barons a monopoly on war horses is irresponsible, I say. You can't trust them. Let's see. Patricians and grannies can buy their horses for a fair price. Baron Brangwyn should share the foals with everyone for free. The barons are entitled to the fruits of their own labor. Let them keep their monopoly. If the other agents want war horses, they can breed them themselves. I think what I should do is I should do this and this, so it kind of cancels it out. Oh, we literally had the same thought, Donut. We literally had the same thought. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll be nice. I'll play nice. Why not? If you vote for my choice, you get money. I really like the music in this game, guys. Yeah, Zin, because they get money. If you vote with me when I pick Monarch's golden choice, you get money if you pick what I pick, and the vote actually goes through. Fine, as long as we're properly compensated, says Brangwyn. Gold changes hands, and the barons send some of their new foals to the patricians and grandees. Everybody wins. Their military also went up. Some wealth has decreased, but because of the thing, it shouldn't have decreased that much. Oh boy, a terrible curse. Let's see what's going on here. Wow. Oh, that's a lot of money. Oh, because you got the 500 plus whatever the horses were. Wow. Yikes. Well, it's okay because greens have more people and then yellows, hang in there, yellows. I know, right? Brangwyn, it's Brangwyn's horses, but everybody else gets money too. Terrible curse. Alright. Baron Sozdude rushes into the council chamber, breathless and in disarray. By the knife, you look like you haven't slept for weeks, says Grandee Fada. That's because I've been placed in their curse. Look, my hair's falling out in chunks. By the knife, God, get away from me. It was one of my common folk. I saw it in her eyes. She's an evil witch. Alright. Have the so-called witch tested, send scholars to the Marcherlands to find an explanation, or have their curse so stewed sent to the Sulphur. This one doesn't affect me, I think. I'll let you guys decide. Oh, maybe I should have vetoed C. Yeah, maybe I should have vetoed C. I thought it was going to be between A and B. I didn't think people were going to vote for C. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Oh, never mind. B coming in quick at the last second. Hello? Okay. Send scholars to the Marcherlands to find an explanation. Sure enough, the scholars from Quail University discover a contaminated well in Sozdude's estate. Not enough to kill, but enough to make his hair fall out and set his nerves on edge. Their farming went up. And my stability went up. Let's go. The water is cleansed, the accused peasant returns to her work, and the scholars have new poison to investigate. I think that's it for this season. Alright. Yeah, that kind of backfired for Red. Alright. In a dingy seaside tavern, two patricians of the coast meet to plot their latest scheme. The coast economy has never been better, says Patrician Ben. We're making more money than I know what to do with. Money breeds money, says Patrician Sandwich. I've made a series of investments to improve our profits even more, but what do we do with all the rest of this gold? They got some money from that. Time to start buying things, of course. Land, roads, bridges. We'll buy up the whole kingdom, piece by piece. But first, the queen must be in desperate need of our gold. To advance their scheme, the patricians must lower the treasure to 1,500 or less in 2 seasons. Zin, they're already trying to kill me. That's the point. That's the whole point of this game. They're trying to overthrow me. Alright. I don't have an heir either. Speaking of a vanity project. Oh, God. Okay. The chief architect bustles into your office carrying an armful of parchment. Oh boy. Statues can be torn down, paintings can be burned. Don't you think it's time you left a lasting mark on this kingdom? I propose we carve your majesty's visage into the side of a mountain. It will take dozens of artisans, thousands of hours, but it will ensure you're always remembered. That sounds absolutely ridiculous. Well, I went to university and everything. You call a vote to discuss this outrageous plan, and mountainside carved in your likeness will surely get people talking, but it'll take time and a lot of gold. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Uh-oh. I need to... Mount Rushmore. The problem is the greens want my treasury low. I know. There you go. If you guys want money, vote to forget this because I don't want my treasure to be that low. Mountaineer. Right? Well, yeah, Donut, that's why I went with D. So that the greens can not use all my money. Hello, Trackleon. It's an exclamation point, join. I think you did 8 on accident. That doesn't help us? Well, I'm in this for myself too, Donut. Thank you, my loyal subjects. This is an idea best left forgotten. When the results of the vote are announced, the chief architect sighs in disappointment. Oh well, I suppose I'll have to focus my work elsewhere. He decides to train up enterprising architects and builders across the kingdom, sharing his knowledge. Many of the nobles make use of this new expertise to renovate their estates. Oh, but see, look, everybody's trade went up, so everybody wins. I just want to Mount Rushmore. Yeah, I can't see what this is. A taxing something, a helping hand. Let's see what's going on down here. A taxing issue. Oh, okay, I couldn't see it. Your Majesty, help us! Grandiel Benno II of the South has been bleeding us. Oh, sorry. Your Majesty, help us! Grandiel Benno II of the South has been bleeding us dry, yes? My accent's terrible. I'm so sorry. Not literally, I hope. No, I'm making use of a condom idiom. Idiom? Why would the South be British, actually? You're right. Our taxes are 10 times higher than they've ever been. I can't afford to feed me cows. It's true, Your Majesty. Grandiel Benno II has been taxing his peasants at least twice as much as the next highest noble. How could you do this, Benno? Could do with someone who is good with different voices. Can you believe I wanted to be a voice actor at one point? Actually, it's not surprising since I never did it. Nia, despite spending time around British people, you still can't do a British accent. My defense, I can barely speak with my regular accent. Trader for taxation, what's next? Trader for breathing? Hello, Saltways. Welcome. What British people does Nia even spend time with? That's true. Actually, I don't spend time with British people. I spend time with Welsh people. Yeah, but they're Welsh, aren't they? I thought British and Welsh is different. Wales is part of Britain? Oh. I thought Wales was its own country. Man, I don't know anything about geography, guys. Listen, everybody already saw my GeoGuessr, so you got that Queenie lesson. Shut up, Zid. It's complicated. It kind of is, but it's part of the UK. Oh. Okay. Nia! Oh, Brangman, you had to do it. You had to do it, didn't you? It's been a hard year, Your Majesty. I barely have any gold in my vault. I'm just doing what I can to stay afloat. If I let him off, it gives him money. And his defiance goes down. Brad and Ben and Jiro are Welsh? No, Jiro's from the Netherlands. Brad isn't Welsh, he's Irish. I thought they were talking about the rest of SR, which I thought... What? Oh, shut up. Anyway, how much money does Benno have, actually? Oh, Benno is poor, so he has been having a pretty rough... You know, I'll be nice. I'll be nice. Praise the Ninth. I'm relieved you saw sense, Your Highness. What? Think of me cows, Your Honors. Think of me cows. Over the next few months, Grandy Benno becomes rich once again by jacking up his taxes. The other Grandies follow his example gleefully. I gave one person money and it just... that is not what I was expecting to happen. That is not... Oh my god. That's not what I was expecting to happen. Soon enough, the farms of the south are destitute. The cattle are starving as so are the peasants. Only the Grandies are fat and wealthy. Well, as I say, eat the witch. Yeah, where's, Can I get that clown music from someone, please? Because that is very well earned. That is very well earned. You guys are richer than me. Hold on. Ow. Oh, close enough. Thanks, Flame Ring. Let them eat cake. Ow. Alright. Nia the Clown. I had some... I forgot I made that my title. I thought my wife was calling me a clown. No, stop smacking me. Stop. Just... It's okay. It's alright. I deserve it. I deserve every single one of them. Nia the Clown, I had something I wanted to ask of you. What can I do for you? As you surely know, I run a very successful jewelers guild back home in the coast. But the current laws are a little too restrictive for my trade. Lots of tariffs and regulations, you know how it is. I was hoping you could push for some changes in the council. Eliminate some of the import duties on Ateshi jewels, perhaps. You want me to give the coast preferential treatment? I think it's only fair. The other regions just can't compete with us in the jewelry trade anyway. Sure. Excellent. I'll see you there. Alright, reduce import taxes on gemstones from Atesh. Oh, my treasury would go up. Ban the import of all Ateshi gemstones. I don't know about this. I don't know about this one. Oh, I don't have my golden vote thing, unfortunately, Caesar. I don't know what that gif was, but that was really good. A gif, emote. What is that? What is that one, Nub? People Riot? That's cute. Fun fact. Atesh is far away, incredibly wealthy, and is doubly incredibly wealthy. Interesting. Alright, ban import of all Ateshi gemstones, says the council. I see I've underestimated my enemies on the council. That's unfortunate. My authority went up. Also, their defiance went down. Banning Ateshi jewels has a marked effect on the patrician's economy. Cheaper, lower quality stones are imported from Ashmead, but it's an arduous process. English. A number of nobles are seen clutching their old jewelry with increased paranoia as their value increases sharply. Alright, end of that season. Alright. Everybody's got a lot of money. Good luck with the auction. May the ninth goddess bless you all. I think you're right, Zarin. Can you guys... Oh, you guys kind of can't see the wealth behind me, but... Chat's in place, at least. I'll do this so you guys can see the wealth, too. I need a cathedral to spread my pun cult. That's funny. Excuse me. Hope everybody's having a good day, by the way. Alright, time's up. Prison. Lowered my... How is building a prison lowering my stability? That doesn't make any sense. Farming. An honorable challenge about your heir. Here we go. Alright, your marriage to Petronella is not what you hoped. She seldom sleeps in your bed, and over breakfast you exchange only a few frosty words before she departs to a board meeting. I thought she was gonna give me that silver tongue, boys. I was promised a silver tongue. The last thing on your mind is procuring an heir, but the needs of the kingdom must prevail. Congratulations, Aurora, the royal... Whatever. Thank you. Your happiness is as important as fulfilling your duty to your kingdom. Sounds just like my mom. I'm glad you found a way to have both. Will you keep taking our stuff and helping Yellow? What do you mean? You not been putting out and screwing us over in the wrong way? What do you mean? I'm doing my best! You've done well so far, but something's still missing, an heir. You need someone young whose loyalty is assured. A child of your own would do the trick even if they're a bastard. Or the youngest of your many cousins. Nah, my wife and I will have a child together. Wait, hold on. I don't mean to be like that person, but how are me and my wife gonna have a kid together? I'm not gonna think about that too much. No one will object to that. I'll arrange for you to have it looked off from William so you can get down to business. Whatever. What's this? Hey, it's Sean! Your Highness, this pigeon-livered Popinjay has besmirched my honor. He claimed that I am a cowardly cheat and that I did not earn my scars in battle, says Sean. Which pigeon-livered Popinjay are you talking about? That honorless dog, Zamorak. Uh-oh. Hold on. Thank you, M.A. Travel in Scotland, Wales, and England. Britain and Northern Ireland are the... Oh! So Britain is the island itself. England is that... So Scotland's to the north and Wales is to the north, south, east, to the west, and then Ireland's over here. Okay. Thank you, Emma. I learned. Her tongue is that special it can make kids happen? Whoa! Thank you, Emma. I genuinely appreciate that. So, Sean says Zamorak called him a coward. Interesting. What was that about your scars? My scars are a symbol of my many duels. They are hard-earned badges of honor for any grandee. I would duel him to regain my honor, as any grandee should, but Lord Patrician Zamorak will not accept without your express permission. Now, hold on a minute, says Patrician Zamorak. This is a matter of respect. We can't be dueling in Queen Nia the Clown's throne room without due process. You're a coward, Zamorak, and you may as well admit it now. A coward? That's rich coming from you. Sure, you didn't earn those scars in a farming accident? Should have used the picture of Madagascar. No, because it was educational, Brangwyn. Honestly. You may duel. It might be fun to watch. There will be no duel. Sean will have to get over it. I've had enough. Arrest both of these fools. Nah, I want them to duel. I want them to fight. Sean grins wickedly, drawing his sword. Zamorak turns his nose up slightly, then draws a bejeweled rapier and points it squarely at Sean. The duelists circle each other before Grandee Sean steps in for the first move. Yeah, get over it. Zamorak jumps backwards, batting the sword away. A second strike comes straight after, but this time it's a feint. As Zamorak moves to defend, Sean twists and redirects his attack. The sword cuts cleanly through Zamorak's clothing, who howls in pain. With that, Grandee Sean steps back and bows deeply. First blood. I win. Bravo! Nicely fought. The court returns to their business. Sean and the Grandees view your sanction of the duel as respecting their customs and are clearly grateful. Let's go! No, nobody got murdered. It's what Warzi said. It was a proper duel. How did they bring weapons up to you? I think it was in my throne room, but not like to me. If that makes sense. Hello? Oh, right here. Strange crops. Oh boy. We can't kill each other every time we disagree with each other. We have no nobles. True. Proper duels are for proper people. We ain't got any of those in this clown. Oh, man. All right. Shira! Shira! I hope you're there. I haven't seen you in chat, but hello, my friend. I hope you're doing well. The harvest in the march has been an utter disaster. Look at this turnip. Don't point that thing at me. Your farming's like 6, though. Content crows? What? Oh, the crows are happy, yeah. Let me take a look. The turnip is riddled with rot and twisted into the grotesque shape of a skull. That is very specific. Hello, zombie 8? How you doing? What if we pay assassins to outros? Okay, Zen. They had the farming from the witch. Oh, right. That's a skull nip. There has been a lack of Nub pillaging. I think Nub is hiding, Brangwyn. He was not the best duelist. You can tell by the amount of gems on his rapier. Nope, same game, Sandwich. Same one. Ape is enough, you got it. I'm doing well. I'm not dead yet. So that's just a +5 to my mood. Yeah, keyword yet. Ow. Half the harvest is like this. We need help if we're to get through the winter. Farming is 4. Let me see. Raid Granaries and send scholars to investigate. Oh, the Defiance is gonna... Ow! I'm doing my best. What do you mean this is nothing to worry about? This is definitely something to worry about. There's too many. I don't know which one to veto. I'm gonna have to just risk my stability, unfortunately. I think this one is the best one, I think. Ow! Stop throwing the chocolate at me! Alright. Have a good day at work, Flame Ring. Take care. I'm just dancing. Stop throwing it at me. I wonder why this ups defiance though. If we're trying to like help, you know what I mean? Ow. By the 9th, we need grain, not wizened old men to look at our blighted crops and mumble to each other about weather patterns. You sent a fleet of scholars from the university to examine the fields in the march. Whether or not the mystery is solved, a bleak winter lies ahead. Oh boy. Well, that's definitely gonna bite me in the butt. Deep in the south, a group of grandees watch silently as a blindfolded grandee Nub tries to stab a portrait of Queen Nia the Clown with a wooden stake. Nub? We did this at my granddaughter's 4th birthday with a drawing of a pig, says Grandee Talara. Finally, Grandee Nub hits his mark and a cheer erupts in the secluded villa. Friends! Honored guests, people of the faith, the 9th god has spoken. Now begins the final stage of our plan, excommunication. Only one question remains. For which sin will the Archbishop excommunicate the Queen? So this is yellows to, Yeah, Nub just called me a pig. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Alrighty. Raise authority is the goal. It shall be done. We must now ensure that the queen is seen as a tyrant. Joke's on you, Nub. They already see me as one. For the final stage of their scheme, the grandees must raise authority to at least 9. Sitting on a bench outside of Sunbleach Villa, 2 patricians of the coast meet to plot their latest scheme. The thrice-cursed queen is still refusing to sell us any public land, says Patrician Ben. It makes sense. The treasury's not exactly suffering right now, says Patrician Sandwich. Patience, my friend. Let's bide our time until the queen's gold runs out. Patricians aim to lower the treasury to 1,500 or less. Alright.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Oh, I'm gonna... Yeah, the Reds have a lot of money. I'm gonna tax them. Alright. Hey, Corn, how you doing? No, you can join now. I wish it would... I can't see what this says at all. Roving hunters. Oh god, now what? Shut up, Flora. Your Majesty, 2 barons are on the way home from an epic hunt and seek shelter for the night. In exchange, they're willing to gift you a rare trophy and provide meat for an extravagant feast if you wish. Who is it? Corn and Lorai? Let's go! It's an ancient marcher tradition, something about trekking to all 4 corners of the kingdom to claim a bounty from great animal spirits. Bring them in and set the tables. The table is set for a delectable feast. Though your wife doesn't join, you enjoy the company of the 2 barons while the storm rages outside. The meat they provide is said to come from their latest kill, Hortusk, an ancient boar the size of a castle. You're not sure you believe their story, but it certainly tastes better than anything you've had for a long time. But later that night, you hear strange noises coming from their quarters, like a pig squealing and snorting. What on Celeste Ave did they bring in here? Investigate the noise or lead them to it. I mean, it's Corn and Lorai. They're not gonna betray me, right? I am looking at you, Corn. It's your wife in their quarters. You just call my wife a pig! Brangwyn, look at me. I'm the captain now. You creep down the corridors and push open the door. The former barons stand before you, transformed into hideous porcine beasts that stand on two legs with snouts, tusks, and floppy pink ears. Oh my god! Don't look at us! What the devil is wrong with you? It was the meat, my liege. We hunted and butchered an ancient legendary beast. We were told it was cursed, but we were also told devouring the beast, the spirit of the forest itself, would bestow great power. We never thought this would be our reward. But I ate that meat as well. I'm so sorry, Your Highness. This is the first time this has happened. We have been eating this meat for many days now. Perhaps a single meal is not enough to trigger the curse? Lorai, how could you do this to me? I trusted you. Lorai didn't properly refrigerate the meat. Oh no, it's just like the yogurt. No! Neon finally unscrewed my mom will be so sad. I can't right now. Oh my god, thank you, Abe. Don't upset me, Mom. It's fine. They can just go. It's fine. They can just go. It's okay. They can just leave. Get them or they will infect the kingdom. Remember, she shooed you out of Bradshaw. Oh, I forgot about that. You did do that, Lorai. You did shoot me. You did. Snitches got stitches. I can't. Okay, the actual problem is, I would love to call in the guards for Lorai only, but I can't do that to Corn. Poor Corn. Corn literally just joined, was like, hey, can I play? Is it too late for me to play? Immediately joins and then gets turned into a werepig. I can't do it, Donut. Be mad at me all you want, but I can't do it to poor Corn. You hurry the barons through one of your hidden passages. They go without a word, not wanting to argue with your decision. Once outside, you bid them farewell. With as much sincerity as their hideous faces can muster, they vow to repay your kindness. Alright, Ben, I'm gonna beat you up. Shut up. They're gonna spread their pestilence. That'd be really funny to me. Corn, thank you for the gifted sub. Went to that lost sock. I want out of this kingdom near just throwing it around. I'm having a good time. I don't know what this says. I'm gonna click on it. The rewards of prosperity. Your Holiness, merchants are visiting the south from as far afield as Valamir and Atesh. Our quarterly figures are stunning. Quarterly what? Money! Lots and lots of money, says Grandy Nihilum. Your Highness, the southern economist has an audacious idea for all this wealth. Call it an experiment. We give the peasants gold, whether or not they're working. This will ensure a base level of comfort and security for all. Sounds like communism. Giving peasants things? By the ninth! What are you saying? Nihilum immediately comes in. Oh boy. Tempted to make some lechon, get the cahachina! Oh man. Thank you, Ooze, for the 145 biddies. You know what the funny part is? You're gonna laugh. We literally just cleaned ours out because it's like getting warmer. And my dad was like, oh, at the end of, not this month, next month, for Memorial Day, he was like, oh, I was thinking of getting a lechon, making a lechon, sorry. Because we have a cahachina too. How many peasants are there? Good question. We should handle cash for nothing? With respect, how's that different from grannies receiving fees from their serfs? It's completely different, Your Majesty. This lunacy cannot possibly be considered. So you implement this new economy strategy in the south, that everything goes up. Encourage merchants to visit other regions across the kingdom too. That's something to finance and trade. Demand one-time extra tax. English. Demand a one-time extra tax from the grandees that can afford it. Then I'll have my treasury up. Host a financial summit in the capital. Celebrate the grandees' success. Defiance goes down, and their wealth goes up. Man, everybody's loaded. I think D would be good, wouldn't it? Don't you not want stability, Donut? Oh, you're red. I thought you were red. My bad. Yeah, why not? Yeah. Let's do it. Oh, he wants me to have lower treasury. Ah, that's fair. Hey, that's why I keep voting for other people. I don't know where Donut is. Also, welcome, Nikes. How you doing today? How's it going? Welcome, Sato. Just get the money. At least these votes are more unified. Alrighty. Many grandees are furious. Not only that, but the other nobles watch anxiously, worried about this outrageous new strategy spreading elsewhere. Woo! That jumped to 3. Wow. But their fears are unfounded. Freed from at least some of the backbreaking worry of how to pay for the next meal, peasants praise the crown and the council. Wow, that threw up my stability a lot. That kind of screwed over the Reds completely. Farm owners treat their workers better for fear of them leaving to work elsewhere. The sick and infirm no longer have to work themselves to death for coin. The south flourishes, though the grandees give you no credit. They maxed out their trade and their farming jumped up. Disquiet in the south. Need to get more, yeah. Grandee next. Your Highness, my peasants accuse me of hoarding wealth. Me! Hold on. Gotta see if this is funny. Yeah, this is funny considering everybody else is richer than you. Worse, they're throwing down their tools and burning their belongings, saying they want to live an aesthetic life, and that I should do the same. They want to have more exercise? No, not athletic. Ascetic. They don't want to be pinned down by worldly possessions, but burning them is quite the overreaction. The real leader of this movement is a philosopher called Ortega. She calls herself a voice for the ninth god, and the peasants hang on her every word. They'll be at my door at any moment. Alright, send someone to for trader. Go aggressively break up Ortega's meeting. Fire the troublemakers. Hire new servants for the march. I don't know about this. I still voted it because money? That's fair. I should have vetoed B, you're right. Damn it. I'm so bad at this game, guys. Wow, Reds coming out of nowhere. Oh, Reds have the majority of people now. Well, that's unfortunate for me. The City Watch rushed the next philosophical meeting. Some of the peasants try to fight, but Ortega tells them to stand out to prevent more violence. The grandees are very grateful indeed, though there are rumblings of discontent from the peasantry. Well, at least their stability went down, so that wasn't too bad. Alright, let's see. Plus 1 stability if more than 50% of nobles vote for any one option. Ooh, I kind of like that. Oh no, that's one option, isn't it? How nobles choose to vote is hidden from the monarch's view. Ooh. I wasn't happy with it, Donut. I said, oh, I was agreeing. I was like, oh, I should have vetoed it, but I didn't. I'll adopt this. Monarch's choice. I'll do that. Alright. Cult rises, a new discovery, and fevered... Oh boy. Oh god. Over the course of the spring, you find yourself plagued by horrific dreams. You're running through open woods full of screams at your... I got an achievement. Uh-oh. As your colossal... Hold on, 1 second. Ah, no! You're running through open woods full of screams as your colossal jaws bite beast and human alike. You're always hunting, always hungry. The council has noticed your lack of sleep. As you become tired and irritable during court sessions, something must be done. Seek out a woods witch for a folk remedy. I'll do that. While the spy master keeps an ear out for rumors of magic, you begin your search in your spare time. You can only hope you find someone before it's too late. Oh boy. I'm in danger. Lorai, you betrayed me. The scholars you sent to investigate the strange harvest in the march have finally returned. All our tests came back negative. The blighted fields were dozens of miles apart, often with completely different crops. We can only find one thing in common. Yeah? The plowshares. They were all forged from iron from the same mine owned by Baron Paolo. But that couldn't be the cause. It's impossible. You boffins better take a look at this iron, don't you think? Yes, Your Majesty. Good idea, Your Majesty. Oh no! Oh, that ended it. Ah. Yeah, apparently. That's what I get for trusting Lorai. She infected me. Dreadful tidings, Your Holiness. It's a disaster. Ortega's followers are in a frenzy. They stormed my manor and took it over. I barely escaped. They say Ortega's bringing the sick there to be healed by her powers. If she doesn't burn down the place first. Rip Nikes. Alright, pay the barons to shelter Grandee Nikes. Send this other troops to clear out these vandals. Let them keep the estate. Have Ortega assassinated. It's 1,000, but... I feel like assassination is the right call. I think... I think D's the way to go. Oh, I don't get to click it. Okay, well. Alright. I think D is the way to go. Only loyal while she's breathing though, right, Lord? Gotta chop the snake off at the head. My English doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry. Alright, the people have spoken. Have Ortega assassinated. A little money in the right place sweeps your problems clean away. My stability went up. And my authority went up. For now. Oh dear. But it went up. There's nothing I can do about that. Yeesh. Oh, yellow's close. Alrighty. Finally, I have an heir. Various followers and something whale. I don't know what that says. Anyway. My child is born. Should I die? I ask that my crown be passed down to... The council hall is filled with nervous silence. My daughter. The assembled nobles break out into polite applause. By designating an heir, you cemented the stability of the kingdom. Your august majesty, may I be the first to congratulate you on the birth of your daughter. What is her name? Says Lord Precision Sir Horse. Nia the Clown 2. Excellent, Your Serene Highness. I'm sure little Nia the Clown 2 will grow up to be a chip off the old block. I feel so bad for my poor kid, Biffo the Second. Oh. Clary, how you doing? I'm so glad you got your stuff together. All right, that clown music, that's hurtful. Thanks for stopping in, though. I hope you're doing better now, honestly. Brangwyn! Unbelievable! That can't be real. The national anthem. Ow, Chunka. Ben, stop smacking me. Can me and Corn steal the werechild? Excuse me, I will kill you. So what's gonna happen first? Am I gonna get overthrown? Am I gonna turn into a weredog? Werepig? Whatever. Is it? Okay. Furious followers. Your Highness, that troublesome philosopher Ortega is gone, but her followers are marching on our estates demanding justice. Man, bear pig. Are the other 3D redeems supposed to be paused still? No. Can you unpause them for me? Yeah. I mean, it's stressful, so, you know, at least you can breathe and just take the rest of the night just... I'm sorry, made La Chunk everything. I did, and I forgot to put a cooldown on it. That's my bad. Ooh. Ooh. It's the same in the march. They're making it to a martyr, says Baron Ape. Alright. Pay the grandees to give amnesty to Ortega's former followers after the church to pray for forgiveness on all sides. Send the royal army to put a stop to this. I don't know. This is not gonna work. It's gotta be one of these two.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
We can also try to have Nia win again, even though she's doing her very best to lose. I thought I was doing okay. I thought I was doing alright. They're closer, but this is gonna be a real problem. If she's too much of a... Thank you, Ricky. How you doing? If she's too much of a martyr, then they're gonna be like, oh, the queen let this happen. Why, Luigi? I don't know why I did that. I'm so sorry. And this is gonna cause problems from beyond the grave, yeah. Ask the church to pray forgiveness on all sides. Oh boy. The Archbishop gives many long sermons preaching peace and unity for all, but he's less enthusiastic and many Southerners are unconvinced. Damn it. Unrest begins to rumble away. There are rumors of unflattering corn effigies made in the Archbishop's image. I wanted C. I don't know what this is. Beached whale, I see. Patrician Ghost King says, Your Serene Highness, a great big whale has washed up on the coast, right outside my villa. However, before I could order my servants to harvest this blubber, a fin folk crawled up onto the sand. It begged me for an audience with the queen. I've always wanted to meet one of the dozens of them of the sea. Your hopes are fulfilled when a frog-faced, green-skinned man waddles in, his flippers slapping against the marble. Your Majesty, you must not allow Lord Patrician Ghost King to kill Tebebi. Damn, that fish is kind of hot. Demon, you guys are too much. You're a man, bear, pig man, and now you're talking to a hot fish man. Just he's the good-looking seaman. Ow. Tebebi is a wise and gentle whale, a great friend of the Fin book. In what way is this whale your friend? Help us win and he's yours? That fish... Clary, I said the exact same thing the first time I played Breath of the Wild and I met, what was his name? The brother? Sidon? I was like, oh, fish is weirdly good looking. She keeps the sharks away and banishes our gloom with her beautiful songs and provides us with her bounteous milk. Ew. Please return to the waters where she was born. Or, and hear me out, Your Esteemed Highness, we could strip down the whale to its component parts and make a fortune. Who cares what these fish-faced folks think? I don't... No. Oh, I can't veto. Shoot. No. Oh, I should have vetoed A. No, I feel like if we make the fish folk angry, they're gonna come and... Yeah, golden choice. Good. We can't do that because, and I'm sorry to go against the greens, but I think if we make the fish folk angry, we're gonna be in for a very, very, very bad time. That's my honest opinion. Yeah, you always choose chaos, Penguin, I know that. You aren't sorry? I'm a little sorry. Not enough to do anything about it, but I am a little sorry. Return the whale to the Finfolk. I see and Storm, I can't believe this. How could you take the fisherman's side over your own citizens? Thank you, Your Majesty. The Finfolk owe you a great debt. Using a crane and a team and oxen. We have cranes. Huh. The great whale is lifted and placed upon wooden rollers. Without ceremony, is plopped back into the ocean where it splashes its tail and sprays water in apparent gratitude. From that point on, coastal fishermen report that their catches have nearly doubled. The grateful Finfolk literally herd fish towards their nets. Look at that, your farming shot up. It's great. It's amazing. It's wonderful. Oh. Go look at the auction. Start that off. Aw, oh, man, Eric. Need to kill Tebebi. Yeah, that fish is kind of hot. Oh, I wish I would think before I say things. Thank you, Shivan. How you doing today, by the way? Did I ask you how you are, Shivan? I don't think I did. I'm being bad today. Is there even any point in funding anything? If it helps you with your goal, it might. My stability. That's a lot of money for that monument. That is a lot of money. The winners are... Okay, that cancels out the authority. Oh boy. That's a lot of money. Y'all spend a lot of money. You still have a lot of money. That's scary. I think. Yeah. My ambition. Witch hunting. Oh boy. Let me look at my ambition first. At the start of your reign, you said you wanted to be a peacekeeper. You succeeded on that front. The kingdom is peaceful and you're renowned for your mercy and wisdom. Well done, Your Majesty. But to shut down your noble scheming for good, we need to build on that reputation. Your advisors have some ideas. The common folk are a sleeping giant that even the nobles are afraid to wake. If you become beloved by the peasants, the nobles won't dare overthrow you for fear of revolution. My advice, on the other hand, would be to infiltrate each region with loyal spies, defeat their schemes with schemes of our own. But the Chancellor has other ideas, so stability in trade or stability in farming. Let's see, 8, 10, 15 versus... I think trade would be better. Oh, you got what you wanted anyway? That's fair. Tuned in and you saying kind of... You came at a great time, Shivan. I'll do trade. A wise decision, Your Majesty. I'll begin recruiting spies. We'll send them across the kingdom in guise of traveling bards. But this will require a fine touch. Your priority is to raise the kingdom's stability and overall trade as much as you can, and of course there can't be open rebellion among the nobles. Among the nobles, I can't read. You rule over a kingdom of lies. Oh god, witch hunting versus extraordinary findings. Let's see this one first. We've had the most extraordinary findings after studying the corrupted ore, Your Majesty. You call it extraordinary. I call it heresy. Oh god, you're here. I'm here to dissuade you from listening to this madman. All I want is to advance the cause of knowledge without the church's ignorance getting in the way. What have you found out? I assume you know your scripture, Your Majesty. You know what happened to the 8th god after the manifestation of the 9th. 8th asunder lies entombed. Yes, that's how the old song goes. Our personal goal goes against red, yes. Yeah. The 8th god was torn into 8 pieces by the 9th, and each piece was interred deep beneath the ground. After reviewing some ancient texts in our library, we believe that the iron mine in the march must be near one of those buried pieces. The ore is cursed because it's infected by the memories of a dead god. Yeah, that seems like a bad thing. It's one of the most important discoveries of the modern age. If we are allowed to study this ore further, perhaps we could create an entirely new kind of metal. If this ore contains even a shadow of the 8th's power, we must rebury it all and collapse the mine on top of it. The 9th god deigned that the 8th must stay buried, and so it must be. Dead god, bring it back. It does explain everything you basically need about the gods, at least the number ones. You would be squandering a resource of potentially incalculable value. If we can remove the curse, we could unlock the power of a god. I don't know. I kind of want to... I kind of want them to keep... I kind of want them to keep... Oh, no! I keep forgetting I gotta do it. I mean, I feel like A is gonna get me smitten, smited, smoted. But I kind of want to see what happens. Let's bring back a god, yeah! Also, welcome, Lord of the Schmucks. I hope you're having a great day. Also, I've said it like 6 times already. I'll say a 7th. This music's banging. I really like it. Smite Biffo down from her mountaintop. I know. Oh, you're already becoming a werebore. What's a god on top of that? I just want to see what happens. The scholars to continue experiencing on the cursed door. The scholars thank you for your forbearance and promise you will be rewarded. Meanwhile, the priests across the land preach that you are a heretic and a fool. Oh no, my stability went down. Aww. Oh god, let's see what happens here. For weeks you've searched for a witch or warlock that can treat your dark and bloody dreams. Knowing the church would be outraged if they found out, you must take discreet action in your witch hunt. I'll do trade. You have your city watch question every trader coming through the capital, and your loyal nobles do the same. Through the rumor mill, you hope to find some whisper of what you're searching for. Says it's succeeded, though. You can only hope a clue turns up soon. Not only are their dreams getting more frequent, they're more vivid. You're starting to doubt their dreams at all. Oh. I thought something else was gonna happen. Alrighty. Let's see. Oh, look at Draith over there. Zinni. Manrix. Zam. Everybody's got a lot of money. Alright. I'll just common tax. Oh, the common tax is fine. Ambition already? I haven't even... Let's see this one. Your Majesty, a letter for you. The Chancellor hands you a small tattered envelope. On the back is a seal you don't quite recognize, but you're sure it's from the March. Your esteemed Highness, recently you hosted us when we were in need. You'll be pleased to know that we have been cured with the help of a powerful witch of the woods. Please accept this gift as a token of our gratitude. We will always be in your debt. The Chancellor hands you a small cedarwood lockbox. Inside are a number of gold coins and a ruby-encrusted silver brooch. But well, I need my wife to like me, so it's fine. The brooch, an exquisite example of Marcher fashions, granted your wife Petronella while the gold is tossed into the treasury. That was their thing, and well, my treasury went up anyway. Alright, how's this going? All goes according to plan, Your Majesty. Let me show you. Your spy master takes you through a secret passage in your own private office that you didn't even know was there. You emerge into a hidden chamber where a number of hooded figures are waiting. These are my agents, highly skilled men and women. They can blend into a crowd as effortlessly as they can slip a knife between a traitor's ribs. How can we be sure of their loyalty? I've been very careful in my selection. You can rely on these agents. Soon, they will infiltrate the courts of all the nobles on your council disguised as traveling bards. One of the spies tosses aside her cloak, revealing a lute and the colorful costume of a troubadour. With charm and flattery, they'll warm their way into your nobles' hearts and minds. Then we will have a spy network, the likes of which the world has never seen. I hope to even make the Gaunt of Tavelin look like rank amateurs. Can they give us a song? A few notes are plucked on the lute. The assembled spies launch into a ballad. It's actually not bad. Your toe is tapping. Let's go. If you're cured, Shirley said which can cure Niantic. That's why I'm confused. If you think this is good, you should see them throw a knife. Can cut a rope at 30 yards. They should put a stop to their foolish schemes. A word of caution, however. The plan is for our spies to spread via existing trade networks. As a result, we need to ensure that the kingdom's economy is robust. Furthermore, if our spies are to succeed, we need a stable kingdom to lull your nobles into a false sense of security. Fortunately, I see that you have this well in hand. Your goal is to raise the kingdom's overall trade and stability as high as you can. Okay. So that was... Felsteel. Oh, here we go, here we go. Here we go! Our work with the Curse Iron is proceeding better than we dared hope, Your Majesty. We think we can get rid of the curse. We were going to call it Godsteel, but the church objected, so for now we're calling it Felsteel. The name is a work in progress. But we haven't perfected the process yet. We need people to test it on. People who might not survive the process. Are you seriously asking for the council's permission to kidnap and murder my citizens? Not kidnap, Your Majesty. We would simply promise them a lot of gold and we wouldn't mention the risks. I don't know about this, guys. Welcome back, Ooze. Is there no end to the way? No, Your Majesty. Sometimes sacrifices have to be made. Fine. Thank you, Your Majesty. Allow human experimentation in the Felsteel project. Tell the scholars to experiment on animals instead. Shut down the Felsteel. No, I don't want to shut it down. Don't want to shut it down. Oh, my stability. No. Ah. Fine. I kind of want to see what happens anyway, so. Oh no, your right brain went. No, I'm dumb. I'm so bad at this. I'm too impulsive, I think, is my problem. I want a cold demon sword, yeah. Because Sierra, that's my personal goal, to keep my stability up. Over the next few months, fears spread in the capital. People are going missing near the university. Fathers aren't coming home. The citizens grow restless and afraid. And why, they ask? Isn't the queen doing anything about it? Man. I don't like any of these. I think that how I have it is fine. Spy network, a new contraption, the ritual. Ugh, it's time to get scolded again. You're sifting through paperwork one morning when you look up to find the spy master standing before you. Between two fingertips, she clutches a tiny scroll, small as a cherry stem. This is a message from one of the agents in our field. I sent it to Lord Patrician Flamering's village disguised as a troubadour with a fiddle at the ready. Open it? Of course. Wait to hear this except for your fledgling spy. Spymaster studies the scroll for more and a smile creeps upon her face. She holds it over the candle flame and it vanishes in a puff of cinders. She's been welcomed into Lord Patrician Flamering's court with open arms and is already flattering him with fawning songs. Let's hope our other spies are just as successful. For the next 2 weeks, we receive back from more of their agents. Almost all of them have successfully wormed their way into your noble's courts. Now we must hope they can maintain their cover. Wait and see. A few more weeks pass. You wait anxiously for news of your spy's progress. One day, your spymaster appears at your desk, her face lit by a triumphant smirk. Good news, Your Majesty. Our spies have uncovered some of your noble's darkest secrets. Did you know Lord Patrician Flamering has an irrational fear of lemons? You do now. Shout out to lemons, though. We even have a few illicit romances between the nobles and our generically attractive bards. The blackmail writes itself. Ghosting, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. This went better than I expected. You do enjoy the services of an excellent spy master. But we can't get complacent. We must see if our other spies are equally successful. Over the next few weeks, your spies send back more and more positive reports. Soon you've established a spy network throughout the entire kingdom. It is with a sense of smugness that you can call your next council session. As the nobles file in, you realize you know all their secrets, their weaknesses, everything. Listen, Your Majesty. I was thinking that taxes have been awfully high lately, says Grandy, Lord of the Schmucks. Why don't we hold a vote on reducing them? Nah. I must have misheard you. I just called a vote. Let's go. Chop chop. Grandy, can you come up here for a moment? I need a word in private. Grandy, Lord of the Schmucks, walks up to your throne, his face quizzical. Your spy master leans over and whispers something in his ear, and he looks suddenly horrified. By the 9th. How did you know that? Only my mother knows about that. I kind of want to know other people's weaknesses. Sit down, Grandy. If the queen doesn't want to vote today, there will be no vote. Grandy, Lord of the Schmucks, returns to his seat, trembling like a leaf. This is an outrage! The vote must go ahead, says Lord Patrician Flamering. Hey, Care for some lemonade? Nia's fruit fears papayas. Unironically, I love papaya. I really do. Ah! Leave me alone! I'll do whatever you say! About time. When you leave the council hall, the nobles are quiet. They know a new era has begun. An era of cooperation. Or else. Your spy master meets you outside, unable to keep the sly smile off her face. We did it. This is where my reign really begins. No, we should start teaching little Nia the Clown 2 how to follow my footsteps. Nia! Nia! Oh my... No way. No! Unbelievable, Sam. Oh my god. Thank you for the gifted tier 1 sub to High Up Papaya. I hate you. Ooze, thank you for the 100 bits. Walking down the road last night, I passed an apple pie, an ice cream sundae, and a lemon cheesecake. I thought, the streets are strangely deserted tonight. That's a good one. Wait, you think he'll break Donut's enemy, let alone Ben? No. After this, I think she'll be wearing a crown one day. That night, you sleep an untroubled sleep for the first time since you first sat on the throne. No matter their grievances, the nobles will never again dare to defy you. You simply need to mention, offhandedly, that you know what they did last winter. Or that you know where they sleep at night. Let's go! I won again! Empire of Whispers achievement unlocked. The Baron's attempt to replace the Queen's advisors never panned out. One night, Baron Manerick woke to find a smiling spy master holding a knife to his throat and kindly asking him to desist. I won, Ben. Suck it! In a sun-dappled vineyard, Arcetta and Grandy Nub opened the bottle of their finest vintage. Their schemes had amounted to nothing, but there's always next time. The patricians' attempt to buy the kingdom ended in failure. Bankruptcies were filed. The marks were scratched in secret ledgers. The risk-reward calculus wasn't favorable. Perhaps next time. You were attempting to betray me, Manerick. I ended the game rich, so who's the real winner here? Honestly, you. Queen Nia the Clown ruled from the... Nia the Clown ruled from the shadows. That's funny. That's a good one. Getting her way in the council with blackmail and threats, the nobles were terrified, but the peasants considered it a golden age. After 15 years of unquestioned rule, Queen Nia the Clown died peacefully in bed, and the nobles let out collective sigh of relief. I hate you, Ooze, so much. I ended the game with a prison filled with horses. I'll take it. So just like in real life. Queen Nia the Clown the Sly. I reigned for 3 years. My spouse is Petronella, and I have a kid. The wealthiest noble was Manerick at 4,900. The poorest noble was poor Neapolitan. Let me see. That's not too bad. My 200? Ah. Rich but dead in the end. I don't think they killed you. I think they just said, they just asked you nicely to stop. Yeah, poor Neapolitan. Listen. If anyone here is upset, thank you for that clown music. If anyone has to be upset, it's poor Neapolitan. They definitely got screwed over. They joined the game and immediately died. You cannot make that up. No, I'm talking about Neapolitan, Draythian. Our anthem. Okay, let's see. It is... I'm just looking at the time. It's 4 o'clock. Yeah, we could do... So what I'm gonna do... We're gonna exit, but we're gonna do another game. Yeah, we're gonna do one more. But we're gonna continue that dynasty. They stabbed the man in cold blood and got half of Yellow hanged. Yeah, really. Alright, so we're gonna continue. And we'll just continue the same one, the Biffo dynasty with Queen Nia the Clown. We'll go ahead and load that. Remember, you gotta rejoin. Thank you, Sandwich. Welcome, Tenderfawn. Welcome, Lord Gooseegg. Teams are looking to be the exact same. Yeah, it looks like it. But at the very least this time, it's more even because everybody's still here. You know what I mean, Donut? So I think going forward, I'll just delete it if I don't continue. You know what I mean? Because it's easier to do consecutive games than it is to actually, like, you know, just... He might have gone to bed, Sandwich. I think. Lost faith in Bitho. I'm just glad I didn't turn into a werewolf. I would have been devastated by that. Time for gender swap. Let's go. Bed at 9:15? Yeah, maybe he's having dinner. Ben doesn't want to live in this kingdom anymore. Probably not. All right. Looks. Oh, by the way, there's a lot of people called High Up a Pie on Twitch. Don't tell me that, Ooze. Oh, don't tell me that. Ay, Dios mío. Don't like that. Don't like that. All right. Looks like this is gonna be a 10, 9, 10. That's actually fairly even. Go ahead and begin the game. Really? So even though we just went through it, it has me go through this again. Hello? Achievement unlocked. Meet the new boss. Oh, I guess because I'm... continue. Hello? No? Go away, Mom. I'm playing video games. And I have the same stats. Everybody has the same stats. Interesting. Your Majesty, it was an honor to serve your mother, but now it's your time to wear the crown. As is tradition, the council will decide what happens at your coronation. Should I change it to my waterproof robes, then? It may be for the best, Your Majesty. Oh, shall we call the nobles in? Wear the clown? Yeah. Yeah, I figured. Is gonna be the past you or not. It is, Severo. They already made reference to her. Hey, how's it going? Oh, you found it! Should I make a copy of it? Okay. Let me show you. Alright. Keep voting, guys. Keep voting, so come. Let me show you. If you need to make a copy. Can you grab that for me, please? 1 second, guys. I'll be right with you. Put that, look, put it in the top right corner. That's that much. You see this button? Yeah, I think that's the button. You just press that button. You have to pull this out, because otherwise it's just going to go flying to the floor. And it'll make a copy for you. So this one is color. This one is black and white. Let me get that, actually. I should probably put this away somewhere. I don't know how I feel about Nia teaching others something. Fun fact, Nia originally wanted to be a teacher when she was 18, and they're like, hey, what do you want to be when you grow up? I'm like, I want to be a teacher. Imagine me as a teacher. Oh, no, wait for it. Never grab it, just let it come out. Yep, that's it, it's done. Grab the original. What? Okay. Yeah, go ahead, baby. Hello, Sammy. How are you? I had the same idea for a bit, then I realized I hate it. Actually, alright, Donut, that's mean. Yes, Mike? Yeah, just wait. You gotta give it time. It's a little slow, but if you give it a second, it'll do what it needs to do. Alright, it is decided the queen will be thrown in the river. And so it begins. The nobles pick you up and carry you out to the Treadwater River, hurling you into the shallow river with a cheer. When you climb back up the bank, soaking wet, the Chancellor steps forward and plays the crown on your head. Is it your imagination or that some of the nobles stiffen giggles? Describing yourself or the machine? How dare you? When you finish, you put this back. Okay? You have the original? Give that back to Mom. Okay? Alright. Let's do the council introduction first. I'm done being the diplomat. I crave violence. You know what? That's fair, Donut, because I did win. So now it's time for one of you guys to win. I really want one of you guys to win this time, so you better do your best to convince me. All right, Patricians of the Coast. Lord Patrician Flamering, a pleasure, your esteemed highness. I hope to see our kingdom prosper and grow wealthy under your reign. Grandees of the South. From Grandy Salt Waste, may the ninth god bless your reign, your highness. I trust you will conduct yourself with honor and with faith. Then done. Shut up, Laura. You deserve it. You infected me. Barons of the March. Hail and well met, your majesty. Under your leadership, we'll whip this kingdom into shape, says Baron Corn. Nice to see you without all that hair. And with that, introductions are done. The castle immediately fills with raised voices as the nobles argue. Is this what your mother fought so hard for? Oh, what am I doing? Alright. Let's see. Your Majesty, you have some big boots to fill, and with your mother out of the picture, the nobles will be looking for any opportunity to replace you. When you die, how do you hope the kingdom will remember you? As the architect of a new golden age. Damn, that's a statement without knowing the context. How you doing, Holy? She fed me, cursed me, and I turned into a werewolf. So, a lofty goal indeed. I suggest over the next few years you focus on improving the kingdom's overall trade as much as possible. Once you have an heir, I will return to discuss how your ambition is progressing. Good luck, your majesty. Yeah, I'm gonna need it. I was a werepig, yeah. Alrighty. Jukarda. When did have the Barons of the March back down from a fight? Never. I know you'll do whatever it takes to put me, your rightful queen, on the throne. Alright, Reds. Pick your ambition. Only way to kill a werepig is with a silver caja de China. Man, you mentioned ooze and now I want some lechon. Gunpowder! Let's go! Gunpowder, gunpowder, gunpowder. Didn't one of the times we played, you guys almost won with gunpowder too, didn't you? Who's on the list? Oh, right, it's the same. Alright. The Republic of Kurth has a substance called gunpowder. With enough of that, the barons could take over the kingdom. Of course, a sensible queen would never allow one region to hoard such a thing. To do so secretly, the barons must ensure their trading partners don't fear the queen's wrath. To advance their scheme, the barons must lower authority to 4 or less in 2 seasons. Alfonso. A false pretender occupies the throne while my claim is ignored. Grandees of the South, this is a stain on our honor. We must not allow it to go unanswered. Go ahead, Yellows. No, not again. Poor Neapolitan. All he wanted was just to join the game. Immediately joins and immediately gets turned. I mean, killed. Two lower stability schemes. Witch hunt. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, that is weird. But I guess it's different. You know what it is? I think it's like they have different like... Ouch. Oh, that hurt. I just smacked my knee against my desk. Yeah. Well, thank you. Glad for you. Thank you. I don't know how to talk. Witch hunt. There's all sorts of heresy in the capital, and the Grandees intend to expose it. First, they must ensure the South is beyond reproach. To advance their scheme, the Grandees must be the region with the highest faith in 3 seasons. I mean, no, that's... Eris. Fellow patricians of the coast, my claim to the throne is far more legitimate than that of Queen Nia the Clown II. Something must be done. Doppelganger, conspiracy, corruption. So lowest defiance, lower treasury, lower authority. I was sad because Doppelganger almost won once. And like, I forgot, I think that's when like war broke out or something. It's a tie. Oh, okay, there you go. They voted for Doppelganger, lowest defiance. The patricians plan to swap the real queen for a perfect doppelganger. First, they must gain the trust of the spy master. To advance their scheme, the patricians must be the region with the lowest defiance in 2 seasons. Interesting. All right. Everybody's got their goals. So yellow and green are already like there. Reds are a little bit behind. Honor guard, an exotic plant, a new baby. Kind of want to see this one. Noble patrician Big Cheese strides into the council chamber, brandishing a clay pot in which grows a big, long, leafy plant with floppy yellow flowers. Our expert farmers have discovered a new kind of plant, Your Serene Highness. I thought you might like to name this exciting new discovery. Timmy in Spain, Planty McPlant Face, Geranium Royal Ivy. Kind of want Planty McPlant Face. Descriptive. I like it. I like you, Big Cheese. Thank you. I'm glad you guys agreed with me. This stuff grows wonderfully fast. It tastes horrible, but the farm animals don't mind. I suggest we grow it in the coast as livestock feed. Or perhaps it would make a nice addition to the house decor. No, we should cultivate it. Cultivate. Cultivate. Wait, no. Wait, yes. No, yes, no. I don't know. I like that it makes a lot of references to like the fact that I'm the second person. All right. Voting closed. Cultivated in the coast. Coastal farmers plant fields of Planty McPlant Face to support their livestock. Farming is rampant. Defiance is now cordial, which they're still in their thing. It spreads alarmingly fast, and the pastures become known as the Planty McPlant Face Sea. Villagers claim you could walk it for a day and not reach the end. Wow. I hope that doesn't come back to bite me in the butt. Oh, where cute. Shut up, Booze. Grandy Tenderfawn, salutations, Your Highness. Some fine news from my peasants in the south. A baby has been born on your birthday, bearing a birthmark in the shape of the number 9. A fantastic omen. Perhaps we should mark the occasion? It's King of the Castle at super well? Yeah, I feel like it will. The Inquisition make a brush of real. Gift parents. Fine wine. The Queen will send their blessings. The Queen has no time for peasant brats. It's kind of mean. I don't really care about my stability right now, though. Ah, you guys can vote. How you doing, Dratheon? Welcome back. Could probably make a booze from it. That'd be cool. B is totally toddler killing. Is that why I drifted toward my eyes drifted towards it, Ooze? The Grandies called down the night to judge pies. The traditions sell their own maims. The barons declare war on Ashmead by mooning them. Alrighty. Send the Inquisition to make sure the birthmark is real. By the 9th, Your Holiness, I can assure you there's no deception going on here. So my stability went down, and the South's defiance went up. I'll be the judge of that, says the High Inquisitor. When the High Inquisitor returns, she is forced to admit that the birthmark is indeed genuine, but her rude questions and threats have turned the local population against her. Oh, that's unfortunate. Thanks, Savage. Yeah, that kind of backfired a little bit. The Honor Guard, here we go. As a tradition, region offers selection of late guards. Patricians who champion gladiators from the arena, grandees with fierce battle nuns, and barons. Okay, so I did green last time. So I feel like I should do either the battle nuns or the veterans. You want more? Even more hot boy. I want to know what happens if you choose no guards. Mercs is better for you. We haven't ever done the mercenaries. That's true, Draith. That is actually true. So 500 treasury. And everybody gets mad at me. Okay. The battle-bitten brethren arrive a few weeks later. You've never seen such a gang of huge, unpleasant-looking cutthroats, sneering and smirking and cleaning their fingernails with daggers. Your fears are assuaged by their commander, a gray-haired man who calmly explains the service they provide. As long as the coin doesn't run out, they'll sacrifice themselves to the last man on your behalf. Yellow lost faith from the last thing. From the baby thing. Yeah. Alright. Go ahead with your auction. Go nuts. Nia shook a kid and they lost faith. Why you gotta say it like that, Donut? Hold on. Why you gotta say it like that? That's not what happened. That's not what happened. I said someone to go shake the kid. I shouldn't say that either. It's so bad. It wasn't, Jay. That's not what happened. We saw it. Yeah, you saw it was the High Inquisitor. No, but you broke again. No, but you broke again. There's no way you're broke again. What color are you? I forgot what color you are, Nub. Nub's broke again, guys. Nub's broke again. Yeah, I found you. Wow, the reds are woof, coming in hot. Oh, but the greens are more balanced. Yellows are on the struggle bus, though. Time's up. What'd you guys vote for? To lower my authority and to raise faith. Okay, that was smart for both ends. Alright. Uh-oh. Fever dreams. No. No! Larai, what have you done? No! This is all Larai's fault. Ever since you were a child, you've had strange urges. Whenever you asked your mother about them, she brushed it off, but now things have taken a turn for the worse. You've always had a love of rich meat, not unusual for a royal, but now your hunger is insatiable. Your dreams have become vivid and disturbing. You're running through screams as your jaws bite beast and human alike. Unbelievable, Larai! Look at what you've done! The council has noticed your lack of sleep. Your mother never prepared you for this. Something must be done. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I gotta find a way. While the spy master keeps an ear out for rumors of magic, you begin your search in your spare time. You can only hope you find someone before it's too late. Oh my god. I actually also really like that. I actually really like the fact that it remembers the problems I went through with the previous monarch and now it's applying it here. Because I'm like, oh, I finished the game, like whatever, it never comes up again. So, yeah. I do like that. A murdered priest or finding a spouse. I'm gonna know about this first. A priest has been attacked by a mob of ruffians in a village in the march. The poor man, rest his soul, was beaten to death. Yeah, this is a terrible crime, but there are mitigating factors. The march has been suffering from a terrible famine, says Baron Paolo. The priest in question was known to be hoarding food for himself, and yet he lectured his starving flock about the importance of charity. Can you blame the common folk for reacting like they did? Yeah, obviously we need an entire nation of werepigs. I don't know about that. Don't get cocky. I hope that wasn't at me, because I'm not. Does that mean we still have fall steel? That's a good question, actually. How dare you defend them? They beat an innocent man to death. Track down the peasants responsible and hang them. Send the archbishop to the village to distribute bread to the hungry. Pig pyre race. Or fishy people blessings. Valor, how you doing? How's it going? I think it should be B. In my humble opinion. What could possibly go wrong with this, right? A wise choice, Your Majesty. Thank you. Thank you, Boschnik. More like monarchs cringe. You're cringe, Inmate. How about that? I'm sorry, you're not cringe, Inmate. I'm the cringe one. What? You expect me to give out bread to the people who murdered a member of my church? Yeah. Hop to it. The Archbishop goes with great reluctance, but when he arrives in the village with his sacks of food, he's all smiles and forgiveness. The popularity of the church skyrockets. Thank you for the hydrate. I'm actually going to take that. He uses this newfound popularity to blame the crown for the Marsh's predicament. You son of a gun! The peasants turn on you and mutter about revolution. It's petty but effective revenge. How dare you. Whoa! I spilled water on myself because of that news. I hope you're happy. Hold on. Pun's close is getting stronger, thank you. You're welcome. Stability now stable. Alright, finding a spouse. Let's see who I'm gonna anger today. Your Majesty, it's before you find a spouse sooner than later. I want... Well, I had women last time, so I want a man this time. Oh, right, it's not... No, it's next year. Amidst dark and foreboding forest, a small, squat castle stands watch over the Marcher border. There, at the end of the kingdom, a plot is hatching. Can I propose myself to Nia? You could give me your child. For some reason, which I never understood. Look here, our first shipment from Kurth, says Baron Severo. Incredible. May I see inside? Asks Baron Brengwin. Careful with that torch, you fool. You'll blow us to smithereens. So this is the fabled black powder. Incredibly powerful, but we'll need much, much more to put you on the throne. For the next stage of the Baron's scheme, they must raise their trade to 5 or more in 4 seasons. Do I sound exactly like you, Brengwin? We can use that to make us strong. That's a good one, Corn. Anchored a few miles from the sunny coast, Lady Patricia Glad for You has invited her closest confidants aboard her yacht. You said you had a surprise for me? The lady asks. Indeed, and here it is. Behold, says Lord Patrician Bochnik. Your Majesty? What are you doing here at such an hour? I'm sorry, I hope you didn't overhear any. Quit babbling, you blowhard. This isn't the queen. It's a peasant who's the queen's spitting image. Remarkable. And just in time, the spymaster trusts us so much that she's not noticed that we're refitting civilian vessels into battleships. That means we can move on to the next phase. Kidnapping the queen and putting this fool in her place. How do we manage that? We need the kingdom to be in utter chaos. Bad enough that the queen's abduction can slip past unnoticed. For the next stage of their scheme, the patricians must lower stability to 4 or less in 4 seasons. How do people not notice ballistas being attached to ships? Did we invite the fish people? Good question. Good question. Joke's on you. Nia's already a fool. Unbelievable. Alright, hold on. I gotta see. Red and green have a lot of money. Tax just Maneric. I wish I could. I wish I could picture just person. It's like just you, just you pay taxes. Tax yellow, no one likes them. Nia tax my money, no. Oh no, Jathan, please. Okay, okay. I'll tax the reds then. Their defense is up to 4. Oh, but there's stability now, so they went elsewhere. I'm surprised the yellows didn't kick off. They're the highest faith right now. Your distant cousin, Towering Vines. Oh god, hold on. We gotta check on the vines. Our lovely Planty McPlant face is flourishing, which is wonderful, but a few naysayers are concerned, says Noble Patrician Big Cheese. Which is ridiculous. The vegetation only swallowed a few villages. It's all perfectly fine. Let Planty McPlant Face flourish. Offload excess Planty McPlant Face to Ashmead. Order coastal farmers to manage its growth. Either way. Let Planty McPlant Face flourish. That's not what I was expecting you guys to say, but okay. Ooh, yikes. The Planty McPlant Face threatens to take over the coast entirely as it continues its inexorable spread. The peasants start saying the queen is afraid of it. Oof, there goes my... Oh, that's unfortunate. Wasn't expecting to fail that, actually. Look at my cousin. My liege, I have some matter of delicacy to speak with you about, says Baron Sada. Good day, cousin. How's the old kingdom going, eh? I always thought it looked like a lot of work, but I suppose you get a fancy hat. Yeah, it's the fanciest hat you've ever seen. Mia's child is a disappointment. My poor baby. Lord Fitzalbert. Oh, Fitzalbert. Okay, see. Is your very, very distant cousin, about 50th in line to the throne. You haven't seen him in years. Good day to you both. Cousin has evil beard. I'd be afraid of it. It's eating villages. It's kind of fun. That's a kind of funny image, though. Lord Fitzalbert's been staying at my estate for the last year, Your Highness, but unfortunately there have been some financial impacts. He's been borrowing money from me for months, saying he'll pay me back when his luck turns. But now my coffers are bare. Yes, poor Sada couldn't even afford a little banquet to see me off. I'm sorry it's come to this, but I must petition the court for funds, Your Highness. 1,000? For that guy? That is so much money, dude. Yeah, I feel like... Yeah, this one. Unbelievable. Crow, how you doing? How's it going? I hope all goes well for you, Crow. Or is going well, sorry. I don't know how to talk, dude. English is hard. You're just tired? I hope you're at least home and you're able to just relax. Alright. And the public says, leave Lord Fitzalbert to sort this out himself. Lord Fitzalbert storms out in a noisy huff. Still, at least the treasure is safe from your cousin's grasp. Yeah, really. Alright. Alright, time to make other people angry. Let's go! Yeah, I know. Yes, I know. Alright. They whisk away the cloth from the first portrait. From the coast, we have Lucian, the wealthy heir to the Lord Patrician Sandwich's estate. He wasn't originally the heir, but his elder brother had an unfortunate accident. Sorry. He loves to lose his future. God, I wish I could read. I gotta slow down. He loves to lose his fortune betting at the arena, and he's recently been campaigning to improve living conditions in the coastal slums. Could be worse, could be a lot better. So that's Sandwich's kid. From the south, Fabian, the eldest son of the Lord of the Schmuck's lineage, a quiet and retiring soul, preferring solitude to the company of others. He's a savvy businessman who has had success in the spice trade, and he's got grand plans by all accounts. He wants to change the world. Not bad at all. And finally, we have the March's offering. Jacob, scion of the prestigious Zarin's bloodline. Unlike most of the barons, he can conduct an entire conversation without shouting. And look at him, so handsome. Like most of the barons, his great passion is hunting. No beast is safe from his crossbow. Also got into a fight with his local bishop a couple years back, gave him a bloody nose. Yeah, sounds like a laugh. Alrighty. That's your brother? Yellow's a nerd. Go Yellow, we didn't kill our siblings. So we have Sandwich's kid in greens. Yellow spice trader, you'll never be clear-headed again. You get to mess with Sandwich by marrying his son. Sandwich around. It's Sandwich, do it for the bro, marry his kid. Go Red, you basically screwed us last game, so you might as well get the child you... Oh, I feel like... Excuse me. I feel like I can't go green again. Can I? Absolutely smash his kid like you do his family. I will pay if you take our Quiet Red offspring. You know I have money. Mithy, how you doing? How's it going? Your child's gonna be a boar, Nia? Ben, welcome back. Oh, we got a lot of yellows back. Butler. Hey, I won, Butler. I won. And the barons need more werepigs. It's between these two. Just vibing doing fun fancy roulettes with mentor friends. 4 entire archetypes. What's an archetype? Is that like a new thing? Flip a coin? Alright. Oh, I didn't... Okay, I'm gonna flip it again. It's gonna be... Heads, Sandwich's kid, tails the red kid. Heads, Sandwich, tails other kid. Heads it is, Sandwich's kid it is. It is this one, right? This is green, right? Excellent, I'll make the arrangements. Alright, they're loyal. They're mutinous, so I gotta be careful of that because I'm only 4 over there. 10 killer caster. Oh, I see what you mean now. Okay, Crow. That's good, though. I have to work on my alternate character. I completely forgot I was supposed to do that. I renewed my sub and everything. In a picturesque castle overlooking the southern city of Alertsea, 2 grandees lie back to enjoy the sun. Praise be! Whispers of our planet reach the peasants and they are in an uproar. They call for the sins of the queen to be laid bare, says Grandee Neapolitan. I already have leaked on information from inside the palace that we can use against the queen. It's only a matter of time. We have the High Inquisitor on our side, but we must also sow dissent upon the other regions, says Grandee Samhisi. We won't succeed alone. For the next stage of the scheme, the Grandees must raise other regions' defiance to a combined total of at least 8, or ensure another religion begins a rebellion in 3 seasons. Well, that's I gotta raise the rebellion over here. Let me see. I don't like any of these. Their least favorite and the option with the least votes will pass. That could be funny. Both are on the verge of a rebellion. Okay. That'll be interesting to see which one's first. My stupid cousin's still complaining. Unbelievable. Go hunting for witches first. Yeah, I get what you mean, Crow. For weeks you've searched for a witch or warlock that can treat your dark and bloody dreams. Knowing the church would be outraged if they found out, you must take discreet action in your witch hunt. Any trade. I'll do trade. You have your city watch question every trader coming through the capital. Your loyal nobles do the same. Through the rumor mill, you hope to find some whisper of what you're searching for. Woo! Excuse me. That scared me. Now his spice has been used for marcher gunpowder. That's funny. Not only are the dreams getting more frequent, they're getting more vivid. You're starting to doubt their dreams at all. Your complaining cousin. Oh my god. Interesting news from the march. Do all your family reunions go this well? Isn't my cousin causing trouble again? You could say that. Lord Fizzlebear has decided to tell everyone that you're unwilling to give someone of your own blood funds on which to survive. It's stirring up bad feeling against you. Better to nip this in the bud before it gets out of control. The Queen should formally apologize, pay the barons to shut him up, officially reprimand him for his insolence. Well, I don't have any authority, so it's not like I can really do anything about it. Electrus, thanks so much for the follow and welcome. I hope you're having a great day. Welcome to the Clown Kingdom, my friend. Near the green simp. Well, I'm videoing this one because I literally can't win it, so. Let's be honest, we'll either get messed over by Nia or have a nice little rebellion. Hey, rebellions are fun. I kind of want to see what happens when you actually do a rebellion. I think it'd be funny. You guys want me to apologize? Alrighty. Voting is closed. Pay the barons to put him up. Ouch, my money. You arrange payments to the barons of the march. Lord Fizzlebear to shuttle around, rotating between barons so it doesn't cause too much trouble on a single estate. He is finally out of your hair. You got paid. Defiance went down. Yellows are getting screwed again. Where's the last one? Oh, the actual wedding. Your wedding to Lucian is, naturally, the talk of the kingdom. Nobles and peasants alike travel from across the land to attend. They will rebel and kill the doppelganger we put in. We'll see. Yeah, because your defiance went down. Your nobles and peasants alike travel. It feels like you're the only one not taking part. Said you're getting ready for ceremony. Do you take this man? Yes, we did this. Queen and husband. After the wedding, there's a feast. Your new husband, Lucian, refuses to dance at all, preferring instead to brood in the corner. Jesus Christ. Can I ever get a, like... Can't I ever get a spouse that actually likes me? By the time you find yourself alone, Lucian has passed midnight, you never felt more tired. Did you see the 8 crows perched on the church tower as we walked into the cathedral? A dire omen. Perhaps you're right. Peasants have the right idea. They get married for love, not for politics. Oh, to live the simple life of a commoner. There. We're both in this together. You comfort Lucian long into the night, listening as he expresses his doubts and fears. As dawn breaks, he falls asleep on your shoulder, exhausted. No, that's not too bad. Oh, good end. Alright. Well, everybody's at 2, so it's gonna be close. Oh, the dude's got a meme. Let me see. I'm so offended by this. You're so mean, News. Oh, Jesus Christ. Hold on 1 second, guys. I realize I have like 6 messages from the bot. Block. Report. Cease. Honestly. Anyway. Invasive vegetation. Yeah, I kind of want to see what debt. Oh, Jesus Christ. Let me do this one first. Hey, I'm not the one who made the royal family wear pigs. Yeah. Unfortunate tidings, your esteemed highness, says Patrician Big Cheese. It's the Planty McPlant phase. It has swamped the whole of the coast. Peasants are being swallowed alive by their cursed plant. They grow sleepy in the fields from the blooming flowers. And then it devours them. Let's see. Oh no. Oh. My money. Oh, my money. I don't like any of these. Yeah, I gotta veto A. Can't afford. All right, we're either gonna burn it or let nature run its course. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Dude, Planty McPlant face ending? That would be really funny to me. I want the plants to take over everything. That's fair. No, I haven't done that yet, Ooze. I did, I just vetoed one. Let nature run its course. The plant face sea spreads, threatening to surround the whole region. More and more peasants disappear and tales of horrifying plant people rise. Oh, Jesus Christ. Eventually, the entire area is simply declared off limits. Trade routes are rerouted to give it a wide berth. Villages crumble, abandoned, as vines strangle their foundations. That's unfortunate. A plague of— oh, Jesus Christ. If it's not plants over here, now it's rats. I thought you guys were gonna say to burn it. This is how you get Little Shop of Horrors, exactly. Thank you for the 100 biddies, Ooze. Grandy Talaro strides into the council chambers distraught, waving a dead rat by its tail. The fields and barns of the south are overrun by vermin, and we've no more poison for these horrible things. We can't cope anymore. Ouch. Feed me, Seymour. All hail the new ruler of the plant. We throw rats at the giant plant fort. That would be smart. That would be smart. Ooh. Right, take that rat and go. South can handle this alone. Deliver a supply of rat poison. Send them a shipment of cats. Hire adventurers to clear the rodents. I kind of think the cat one would be funny. Because I don't think anything else is going to succeed. I'll be honest. Yeah, I just want to, okay, so like, I know that people are like, oh dude, you keep screwing us over, but I'm like, it's not that I purposely want to screw people over, it's I want to see what happens when I do certain things. You know what I mean? D&D campaign start, but decision on D. Yeah. That sounds like a viable campaign, honestly. Alright, send them a shipment of cats. Let's go! Grandy Talara bows you deeply. I can't thank you enough, Your Holiness. You sent a caravan of cats over to the south. By the time they reach their destination, they're both hungry and very angry. The perfect rat-catching mindset. Soon, the rats are gone. A following springs up around one particularly successful master whose nickname is the Colonel, and a bronze statue is put up in his honor. It's kind of funny. Oh, I got an achievement for that, too. He greatly enjoys sitting himself beside the statue, and the townspeople bring him dried fish for luck. Whether or not the gifts affect the town's fortunes remains to be seen, but he is a very happy cat indeed. Based. Honestly. Alright. Oh, that's a collection. The council session has ended for the day, so you're quite surprised when Baron Lorai corners you in a back passage of your castle just before dusk. Hail, my liege. Apologies for surprising you like this, but I have an urgent matter that I thought you'd want to hear in private before I go to the council. Lorai! Don't— hold on. Haha, that's a good one. This is the Colonel. Why they call him the Colonel? I don't know. Your husband, the king consort. How can I put this? He owes me a lot of money. Gambling debts, mainly. He borrowed quite a lot from me to recover some lost funds. But now it's time to collect, and he's been avoiding me. Yeah, I don't have money. Arrest this fool and throw them in the dungeon. Yeah, I can't help you with this. That's unfortunate, my liege. Still, I thank you for your time. They scurry your way into the darkest of your corridors. During the council's next session, Baron Lorai levels the same accusations against Lucien, only this time in public. At this stage, you're powerless to step in. A council vote will determine Lucien's fate. Yeah, I don't have anything. You can't make me force. You can't force me to like pay it. Unfortunately, you gotta just do something. Looking like C. Man, why should I pay for this fool? Good question. Yeah, Ben is... I thought I saw Ben rejoin. Yeah, here he is. Yeah, he's green again. Yeah, because it's the same dynasty. Everybody's in the same teams as they were before. A fitting compromise, some would say, but the patricians are unhappy about covering for the king consort. Well, she got her money back, at least. Defiance shot up. Lucian awkwardly avoids her gaze as Burrow and Lerai starts to count out their coin. Let's see, where's Brangwyn? Yep, Brangwyn, you're like on the bottom. Hey, that wasn't Lerai, that was Lorai's mom, I think. Alright, go ahead, start auctioning for whatever you guys want. Although at this point, I'm not sure. Oh, sorry, I'll put this back. People want lower stability, higher trade, and higher defiance, but I don't think you can raise defiance here. There is a trade option for the Reds, which that is your goal. Lover, I want to be my sugar mom. The good one. A and E, which A is the Grand Bazaar, F is the prison. Yeah, that's what I expect. I thought I saw E for a second. Time's up. Prison lowers my stability, and a bazaar that ups the trade. Alright. And no one can start a rebellion, although they are on the verge because my stability is low enough. Alrighty. Gunpowder smuggling, about your heir, and a bazaar report. Let me see my heir first. These are all mine. Your marriage to Lucian has grown stale. Oh, you get along well enough and you made some good memories together, but there's no spark. He cares more about his stupid card games than your happiness. But spark or no spark, you still need an heir. Yeah. My husband and I will have a child together. Let's see this one first. Your Majesty, I have received worrying reports. Worrying and confusing. I'm constantly worried and confused. Yes, Your Majesty, I did get that impression. How dare you? You're poor now? Same. Sandwich's kid is a brat. On every marriage I've had, none of them just love me for me. They all want something or they're jerks. I've received reports from my little birdies in Lady Patricia and Gladfrey's villa. She has a most unusual guest. Ooh. It's you, Your Majesty. Or someone who looks just like you. Ooh! I'm on to you, guys. I'm on to you. I'm on to you. I'm on to 2 schemes, actually, because this is the doppelganger one. And then the other thing is for the, gunpowder. Y'all aren't being more subtle about your goals. I have no reason to suspect that Patricia's plotting anything, and yet I can't square this away. Unfortunately, I can't devote too many resources to solving this puzzle with the kingdom in such a lamentable state. Too busy fighting fires elsewhere. I recommend you call a meeting of the council to try to do something to put a stop to this. Triple security around the palace. Conduct a thorough search of the villa. Do nothing. The gunpowder is just to improve our military against the Ashmead Empire. Yeah. Search through the Planty McPlant. A is like the right choice, I feel, but I can't do it. I don't have money. I have to veto. I gotta veto it. I don't have money. So I'll just. I just have to do that. And I don't see that again. So it must be a tip. Thank you so much for the tip. Thank you. Thank you. I did not see who it is because my Stream Elements thing isn't showing me. But thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That's gonna go towards moving. As I'm moving. I'm actually moving next month. Conduct a thorough research of the Coast of Phil's delay scheme for 1 season. You say your best nights to kick down doors and rampage to the Coast of Phil's doppelganger. Ooh, their defiance jumped up. Doesn't accomplish much except tipping off the patricians as doppelgangers as she's moved to a safe location. Unless you bought yourself some time. If you hamper the patricians' efforts, their stat goal will not be evaluated until the end of next season. I worry about the cat militia that has been left unattended. Someone saw them planning something and now they went missing after reporting it. Gunpowder smuggling. Alright, let me go smack the other people. Your Highness, the Barons of the March are attempting to mass store gunpowder. You know, the explosive black powder from Kurth? What can I do? Barons have established constant with Kurth merchants, no doubt at great expense without the coin to purchase more powder, however, the plot would fail. Unfortunately, the Barons' trade is booming. They're no doubt stockpiling massive amounts of gunpowder. Bring the relations to the Barons wholeheartedly denied to the Council. Alright, slap heavy tariffs on all imports to the marsh. Threaten Kurth with sanctions providing, so that'll delay. I think that'll be that. Remember when we were happy boars together? My curse! I'm infected! I thought the other thing, I thought the doppelganger thing was gonna be, the curse thing. Should a monarch choice be play them like you did us? I mean, even if I did B, it's not like people would vote with it, Donut. Slap heavy tariffs on all imports to the march. Predictably, the Barons worry about unfair treatments and the prejudices are cancelled, but the tariffs are passed on less. Trade went down 1. The new laws certainly put a damper on the Barons' efforts to purchase services, but you can only hope it will be enough. Yeah, they still have enough trade. It's the end of that season. Somewhere in a dark cell, a nervous Baron is showing his guests a stupendous cachet of explosive gunpowder. Behold, says Baron Severo. Great God, says Baron Brangwyn. By my life, isn't it rarer than gold dust? Over here it is. This isn't just the biggest stockpile in the kingdom, but the only one. Now, what do we do with it? Oh my God. Yeah, picking favorites with red donut. I chose to lower their trade, and it wasn't enough. Remember the 5th of November. You guys could have voted to delay them. That's not on me. Chose to raise their own military. Now that we have all this gunpowder, we can reverse engineer Kurth's musket designs. We just need the troops to wield them. Then we'll step up our recruitment so we're ready when the time comes. I'll get to it. For the final stage of their scheme, the Barons must raise their military, I can't read, to at least 10. Deep in the south, the back garden of a sun-bleached villa, a number of grandees stand around a figure, raising their arms in a toast. Here's to the future King Alfonso and the golden age on the horizon. May the ninth god strike down the false queen for her wickedness. Soon the Inquisition will be complete and the Archbishop will crown our claimant. But what should be done with the queen? Damn. Burn her at the stake? Or short missions in exchange for abdication? So either lower my stability or lower my authority. Which mine is... both I love. Excuse me. I'm in danger. A for the lechon. A glorious way to usher in the new king. The ninth god would surely be pleased. First, the current queen's grip on the kingdom must be at an all-time low. We wouldn't want to face any backlash from her little fireworks show, would we? For the final stage of the scheme, Granny's must lower stability to 1 or less. Alrighty. Who's got the most money? I'll text everybody. Alrighty. Both are also on the verge of starting a rebellion. Alright. A theft in the stone... See, I don't see what this says. I don't like this. I'm gonna click on it anyway. I'd very much like to keep the money in my wallet, thanks. But you have to pay taxes, my good sir. Grandi Mithiak, your highness, the merchants in the south are complaining about bandits. The southern roads are too dangerous to travel even with guards. Gangs of highly organized, well-armed highwaymen will ambush merchant caravans and steal absolutely everything. Oh god. Oh, that kind of... how do I... I wish I could... I can't show... I can't show this. That's so good, though. That's a great video. That is a great video. I can't link... can I open in copy link? Let me see. Can I do this? Yes, I can. No, nope. That didn't work. Alright. Redeems are broken. 1 second. I want to see what happens with the plants too, honestly. There we go. Let's see. Yeah, I just don't have money. Offer bounty on bandit scalps. Send a battle-hardened regiment to rout the bandits. Your military is only 5. Make a few empty promises and hope this all goes away. Oh, thank you, Severo. Send the cats. Send the cats. Oh. Excuse me. Test Yellow's military. Oh boy. 40%. This is gonna be rough. You send a battalion of the South's hardiest veterans, experienced in fighting on foreign fields. If they can't root these bandits out, who can? A month passes. You receive word that the battalion spent weeks marching in circles and chasing bandits who would drop their weapons and blend in with the locals. Finally, the soldiers' frustration turned to anger. In an attempt to flesh out the bandit leader, your soldiers burned an entire village to the ground and massacred dozens of peasants. The bandit leader, if they were there at all, escaped unharmed. Southern peasants now view you as a murderous tyrant. Well, that's unfortunate. Stone Maiden and My liege, this is an outrage. I demand justice, says Baron Manerick. Last week, Lord Patrician Donut shook my hand as a supposed show of reconciliation and stole my family's lucky ring in the process. Donut, how could you do this? Death's below. Nonsense. Rummage through your drawers and I'm sure you'll find the ring, says Lord Patrician Donut. Your Majesty, a feud has stood between our families for centuries. Donut's ancestor left my ancestor penniless after a cutthroat dice game. Please, being a bad gambler is hardly a grievance. Enough. I know Donut stole my priceless ring. It brings the march great luck and bounty, and my dear nephew is to wear it when he marries. Send the chancellors to the coast to investigate, arrest Donut immediately, leave the squabbling nobles to deal with the situation themselves. I'm gonna veto that. Nah. Either arrest Donut or send someone to investigate. A little bit of a headache. Excuse the noise. I'm just taking an Advil. At the next vote, I'll have it. Thank you, Mithy. Perfect. Appreciate it. Yep. I love how it's Maneric and Donut, though. That's so funny. Alright. Maneric thanks you profusely, but the patricians are furious that the accusations are being taken seriously. Ooh. You order the Chancellor to search Donut's home for this special ring. Goodness me! I do enjoy tales about such mysteries. I shall do my best. Yeah. These are ready to rebel. Behold, your majesty, says Grandy Nub. Grandy Nub pulls aside a tarpaulin to reveal a granite statue of Grandy Shub. The statue is impeccably detailed, its expression a frozen grimace. A sad sight, is it not? That's not a statue, is it? Astutely observed, your majesty. This is all that remains of my fellow grandee. It seems the Stone Maiden is abroad in the south. Well, I know she's abroad. She's called the Stone Maiden. This is no laughing matter. I didn't do anything. That was Nub. That was Nub. That was Nub. She is a walking statue with burning yellow eyes. All who meet her gaze are turned to stone. She sleeps for years at a time before waking and terrorizing the kingdom. She must have ambushed Grandy Shub on her latest vineyard inspection. Please, your majesty, we must do something. Rip Shub. Can I get an F in chat for poor Shub? Oh, Drathia, no! Thank you. Send an army. This is all bad. This is all bad. This is like our highest chance, and even that's like a 50-50. Send the cats again? That's not an option, Drath. What do you want me to tell you? They're 30%. Dude, that's... They could tell everybody to hide. That's so bad. The colonel is retired. Go, Gadget Army. Oh my god, it tied. Did it actually tie? Send an army to smash this as a rubber. Consult fairy tales for a solution. It's only 30%. At least this is a 50-50. And if it fails it'll be my fault anyway. Donut. You send an expert folklorist from Quail University. According to legend, the Stone Maiden mourns her long-lost love, the third god. Perhaps she seeks revenge on the ninth god, who drowned her lover. And I failed. It's an interesting theory, but it's hardly helpful, says Nub. Unfortunately, your council draws a blank on the best course of action. You can only watch helplessly at what comes next. The Stone Maiden, enraged, stalks the south for weeks on end, turning thousands of peasants into twisted granite figurines. Uh-oh. Oh, my stability is 0. At long last, she retreats to her lair deep underground and falls asleep once more. On the bright side, the Grandees now have plenty of oddly realistic statues to sell. That's so messed up! Somewhere along the coast, Lady Patricia Gladfor strolls in her olive grove, accompanied by a close friend. The kingdom's in complete chaos. The peasants are so nervous they're joining the army in droves so someone will give them a sword. It's perfect. We have to strike. Ice Power, how are you? Nia gave the game to Yellow, he says. How you doing, Demaria? How does the game work? So, when you join, you end up randomly joining a faction, and you try to set certain... You don't set goals. You choose goals, and you try to get the goals. It was 50-50! 50-50 versus a 30% military. Unbelievable. It's perfect. We have to strike. What do you intend us to do? Swoop in and kidnap the queen in full view of the honor guard and the palace watch? No, of course not. We need to use the chaos to our advantage. We have two options. Lure the queen to the coast and the doctor there. Manufacture food crisis and kidnap the queen during relief efforts. So raise own defiance or lower own farming. I can't read. Yeah, so if you see the extension dim area, it should say where you are. Although I will say we are towards the end. Lure the queen to the coast and abduct her there. We need to convince the queen that the coast is on the verge of rebellion. The current client is usually forced to make a diplomatic visit to smooth things over. That's when we strike. Once the queen enters the peace tent and another queen leaves. Final citizen must raise their defiance to at least 10, but without starting a rebellion. Interesting. I don't even get the stability one. Sag. Well. You struggle to keep your eyes open as you pore over your letters late one night. The candle burns low. Just as you're about to get a nose full of ink, there's a soft knock at the door. Good evening, Your Majesty. Oh, it's you. I came for a chat. I'm concerned for your safety. I don't like it when you give me that look. Then you should listen carefully, Your Majesty. There are a number of rumors circulating about you at the moment, all preposterous, I'm sure. Naturally. But the common folk are easily swayed. Many think you are a monster, if not literally, then figuratively. Before you can answer, your marshal bursts through the door, a panicked look on her face. No time, Spymaster. There's a mob forming outside, and I think it's about to turn violent. Can people please stop breaking into my office? Your Highness, please. We must hurry. Your marshal leads you down winding staircases to a secret exit where your husband is waiting for you. Oh, depths below. I hope we'll be all right. You put your hand on his shoulder and mutter your best words of encouragement, but you're interrupted. Through the palace windows, a pack of city folk are pelting tomatoes at your beleaguered watch. This way, Your Majesties. You're led down a dark tunnel, your honor guard following closely behind. You realize that before long, your marshal is leading you through the catacombs that crisscross the underbelly of the city. When you emerge from the darkness, you're far from the palace, next to an old canal. Now what? Not to worry, Your Highness. We will meet with the army and crush this would-be revolt before it begins. Over there! It's the Queen! You pick up the pace, but a horde of peasants are soon chasing you down the streets, calling for your blood. As you round a corner, a familiar figure is waiting, flanked by a dozen inquisitors in blood-red, hooded robes. Greetings, sinner. Wait, why am I a sinner, though? Thanks, Lorai. Reason? She glares at you from beneath her hood, unmoving. You're being used by the Grandees, you know. I know no such thing. I only know that you must answer for your crimes. Well, stand my ground and fight. You order your honor guard to defend you as the marshal readies her sword. So be it. Kill anyone who resists in the name of the Ninth God. Your marshal gives a battle cry as the honor guard leap into action. They're vastly outnumbered by the Inquisitors, especially with the angry peasants closing in from behind. Go for the High Inquisitor! Yeah, I'll take the 50-50. You push your way through the ball, pilfering a sword from a corpse along the way. Your eyes focus on the High Inquisitor. You barely register your marshal getting cut down behind you. The High Inquisitor meets your gaze. But too late. Your sword finds its mark and the High Inquisitor gasps in surprise! When you pull the blade, it's dripping with blood! Let's go! The Inquisitors close ranks immediately and pull you away, but the damage is done. You have your vengeance. Someone ties your hands tightly behind your back. When you look around, you realize that everyone else is dead. The honor guard are strewn about on the cobbles, and Lucien lies face down and moving. At least I took one of them down with me. Moments later, you're being paraded through town as peasants hurl rotten fruit and bricks from their windows. Ow. By the time you get to Arnold Square, a crowd is gathered and a pyre erected. Shouts of heretic, monster, and sinner are tossed around like a pigskin ball. As you're hoisted onto the stake, you notice a crowd of grandees watching from the corner of the square. Beside them, the Archbishop. You are hereby found guilty of high crimes against the ninth god and his followers, including blasphemy, apostasy, profanity, and treason. Do you have any last words? Torchbearing inquisitors chant as they light the straw at the bottom of your pyre. I'm going to haunt you all! The crowd gasps, then hisses. Hopefully they'll be afraid of your magic power when you're gone. A small solace. Have a good night, Crow! The flames grow higher, higher, until you're engulfed. Your reign ends in ash. And that's a yellow victory! Roasted, toasted, burned. That's a little messed up. The fiery, spectacular fate of Queen Nia the Clown 2 passed into legend, an enduring lesson in the power of the Ninth Church. In haste to complete their scheme, the Barons mishandled the gunpowder, blew up in their faces, literally. All that was found of Baron Severo was a pair of boots with feet still inside. All that remained of the patrician's attempt to usurp the crown was a prisoner, deep under the palace, clad in an iron mask and shrouded in rumor. Why do you keep... I can't believe you let the Pissmen win? Same. The Inquisition's bonfires blaze every street of the kingdom with heretics and dissenting voices disposed of. The ground is crowned and falls into rude ashes. The other nobles did not dare protest. Damn, this is the second time I've lost to Alfonso, bro. Queen Nia the Clown the Confessor. Let's see. The wealthiest noble was Paolo. Poorest was poor. Glad for you. Man, that's also the second time in a... That's all... Donut, it would have ended the same. Anyway, that's the second time in a row I've lost to having 0-something. Too. But this time was all... Draythan, that's what I said! It's all luck. So it's like... Donut keeps saying... That's what I hear when you talk, Donut. Anyway. That was great. Good job, Yellows. You did it, son. It's perfectly fitting the event, what I say. Even if you lost the military, the Molluses would have been different? Maybe. No, unfortunately. Welcome back, Sandwich. Yeah, I smashed your son and then he got smashed by the peasants. Sometimes you piss in the shower, sometimes you shower. What is even that? Anyway. For now, I am calling it for now. For now. The next time I stream this, though, I will stream for longer. I just got a headache, honestly. That came out of nowhere. Does my son get PR citizenship then? Heck yeah. Warzy, thank you so much for the follow. Yeah. I want to do Plate Up next week, hopefully, but basically I want to do, like, every other week, at least, if you know what I mean. It's Wager, thank you so much for the follow. I got a solid 5 minutes. I'm so sorry, Demaria. I promise next time I will play for longer. Don't worry, Sandwich. He got it before he died, I promise. Thanks, Unholy. Hey, Sam, I won once, and then I died the second time. They set me on fire.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
So it was good. All he got was a big helping of that Nia D. D's nuts. But I'm telling you, where is it? Wasn't there... Can I not see, like, history? This is the second time I've lost to Alfonso, though. I keep losing to that mofo. And we never got to see Plantland. That's the real tragedy of this. That is the actual real tragedy of this. Fake religion will do something, will forgive all sins. Yeah, for sure. Okay, no stream tomorrow. Friday, chill Persona stream. Honest to God, Donut, I kind of wanted that. If that's an ending, I really wanted it to happen. Yeah, but it was good. It was good. Game. It was fun. It was a lot of. I really like this game. So, but yeah. So Friday we'll be back to Persona 5 that I have neglected. So God knows I don't remember anything I did. That's the problem. I haven't played Arise and Persona in so long. I'm gonna come back and be like, how do I play this game and what was happening? So we're just gonna try to get the requirements for like the extra stuff, and everything else just goes back to. Gonna add a Morgana tag on Friday. We'll see about that. I gotta get more ready for doctor stuff. I'm sorry to hear that, Drake. But you know, I'll be here long. I'll probably do a little bit of a longer stream Friday, maybe. I say that, but then I kind of like comfy, like 6-hour streams that I've been doing. Is good. I know this one's a little bit shorter than usual, but like I said, it's only because like this headache kind of came out of nowhere, and I think it's because I was helping my father outside, and I had my hair in a ponytail, and I'm not really supposed to do that. Because my head is like super sensitive after my accident, and the head pain is like where I had the ponytail. I think I had it too tight. But yeah, anyway, Friday, Persona. We will play this again. For those that came for the first time, that is my Twitter and my Discord. YouTube's VODs, I'm working on it. It's kind of work in progress, but Twitter, I usually post when I go live, and Discord to get the ping for when I go live. And I do post my schedule on both Twitter and Discord. Let's look at who we're gonna go raid. Are they still playing Elden Ring? They're fighting something. Alright, let's go raid Rob. SR. Big. Bobby. It's alright, Nub. We love you. You're our favorite E-boy. It's fine. Alright, guys. Thank you so much for the biddies. Thank you so much for the follows. Thank you to chat, as always, making this game great. Oh God, Sam. Are you the one that keeps putting $1 in that? Because I saw that on Twitter. I don't know why I'm asking. I know it's you. I know it's you. And of course, my wonderful lurkers, thank you so much for stopping by and watching. Like I said, nothing tomorrow. I'll be back Friday. I still have to decide what I want to do Saturday, because I kind of want to do something Saturday, but I'm not 100% sure. I was until Booze bought it out. Aw, Satch. No, I meant the new one, Sandwich. The new one. There's a new one there. I thought that was you. Or did he buy it out again? Because that'd be really funny. Oh, okay, I see. That's fair. Spheres bought it out. Oh, man. Anyway. Have a wonderful night, everybody. I'll catch you on Friday. Take care. Yeah, thanks, Larai. Unbelievable.